What image?
Dude, that picture of the moon with the first video from space or whatever it was.
Oh,
I've seen the footage from this fucking thing.
I would have been like, that is too shitty to make a comment on, so whatever.
But what's this weird face demon thing?
I would have shrugged it off as a kid. I would have been a little asshole kid, and I would have been like, I don't care. Honey, does this look real to you? I don't care, Mom. I'm trying to sneak a cigarette right now.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out that image on the far right. Fuck is that?
It's a demon face thing.
John here. The problem with images from space of Earth, you have no reference from which to compare them against to even tell they're fake. It's not like you've been to space and saw Earth and then can evaluate the image based upon what you saw. You can only compare the image against some other image that somebody showed you. Right? So if they're all fake, how can you say which one, you can't say, well, this one's the most one that looks real to me. How do you know what looks real? Because you've never seen that from that point of view.
In that picture,
you have no way to tell. You have no reference. You've seen a horse. So if you look at a picture of a horse, you can see if that picture is kind of accurate to what you've seen of a horse. You're not in that situation when it comes to so-called space pictures.
Mm-hmm. I get it. I'm tracking with you. Man.
You've never seen it from the vantage of, hey, look, there's the whole Earth right there in front of you. Never seen it. You have no
reference in your mind from which to even compare it against, other than some other fake image. Oh, does this image look more fake than the other fake image? Like, they don't even look like each other. I mean, think about it. Think about all the images of the so-called globe you've seen. They're not even consistent amongst themselves.
It's like you say,
shapes, different
which of these things doesn't belong?
Everything.
Which of these things doesn't belong? And you go, yes.
It was fun seeing
consistency.
I appreciate Sleeping Warrior coming in this afternoon and handing Gravity Man his ass.
Fake physicist, fake PhD.
Yeah, it was great, man. I haven't heard a good one like that in a while. Yeah, I took on a physicist too, man, for 6 hours straight, man.
We've had him in here. We've had physicists in here.
So yeah, I know.
We just had one earlier today.
I know the answer.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. He said so.
I know what the physicists are going to say, man. Already before they even say it.
The kid was smart for his age, probably, but definitely not a physicist.
No, he maybe took a first year physics class in university and failed or something. Because I posted it in the live stream. He said something about he did the calculation for a double pendulum, and then he did the experiment, and then they correlated. The double pendulum experiment, the reason they even give it to you in physics class is because you actually can't predict its motion because it's chaotic. And that's the point of them teaching you that in physics class. So to say he actually did the calculation in the experiment and they correlated, he's lying. He's just blatantly lying. He must have failed at least that portion of the physics class because he got it exactly backwards.
So, yeah.
India, I recorded that. I'm going to upload it tomorrow. So anyway, you guys can
thank you, Elio. Thank you, man.
Well, I mean, they're trying to teach you about chaotic motion, right? So that's the whole point of the double pendulum exercise of teaching you in physics class. And then he's saying in this stream is that he did it and then made accurate predictions with it. They teach it for the exact opposite reason of that, because you can't make predictions. So he was either sleeping through the class, made shit up, failed the class, or something because he didn't get the gist of that lesson.
I felt that he was using a little bit, maybe some Google search or something. He had some dictionary or something that he was popping in and out of, because he would pause every once in a while, and he's probably
I noticed that as well.
I just noticed that. I was like, that's a good question. He would kind of stall and say, well, I agree with you 100%, but he would. And then he would get some.
If you notice, his arguments too that he would argue back for was a rebuttal of just more words of the definition, and that's how he. Win his argument.
John, man, I've heard this shit for fucking 6.5 years now, man. I'm like, I already know what they're gonna say before they say it. I
bet you.
hear it. There it comes. I mean, it's the same shit over and over and over and over and over. And yeah, no disrespect to them, but that's what they learned in school, man, and they love it. And it's super misleading, man. The school is super misleading, man. That's all I gotta say. All right, carry on.
Hey, one thing, Flat, since I mean, like you and there's many others in here as well, not disqualifying anybody, but have any of y'all ever thought of like maybe like where they got to at least watch like a 15-minute video of y'all like explaining like what exactly flat Earth is? Are y'all's
we have 1,000 of those 5-minute videos.
You should honestly make some of these people like watch it because like
it's not a requirement though. It's not a requirement that they have to watch it before they come in. I don't think it would actually make a difference.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know. What about that thing? What about that thing that I did at the round table where I did the Flat Earth 101? I mean, I think that would help a lot of people out.
Yeah, sure. But what I'm saying is they already have their presuppositions. They already know what they're going to say before they come in here.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, what you did over on Round Table, that was badass, Hank. Yeah, and even if they listen to it, they're still going to be like, "Hey, you flat earthers really don't have anything because you." It's weird, It's kind of weird to me that they would say that we have nothing. We've not. Well, it's like the physicist guy that was in here earlier. I mean, you guys talked to him for like an hour and a half, and he was just like, you know what, I see what you're saying, kind of, but
yeah.
All right, let's stop making it weird. We have
stop making it weird.
It's fucking weird. Helio, stop that shit.
No, am I making it weird, or does everyone
let's
in here
making it weird?
Are they making it weird? It's just like, bro, this is really simple. We're trying to simplify everything, and you guys, they're the ones that are making it weird. It's weird to me.
So we have Puppy Law. You got somebody?
My bad. Puppy Law is making noise.
Poppy's got hot mic thing going on.
Was it Poppy? Poppy, welcome, Poppy.
Hello.
Poppy, where you been?
What's up?
He's not talking. I don't know. I can't.
I am talking.
There you are. Now I hear you.
I'm talking.
Poppy, what's up, baby?
What's up, man?
The Earth is flat. Check it out, man. Real simple, man. Water finds its level. Polaris never moves. And you're not spinning. All right, cool, man. So, you having a good weekend?
Yeah, how about you? How's your weekend or no?
Good, man. Having a beer, hanging out with you guys, taking a piss, as I say, man. Taking a piss.
Hey, the horizon's not the curvature of the Earth, by the way.
What is the horizon, Helio?
What the fuck was that all about?
Well, that seems to be a hot topic with a lot of people on the globe side. They think the horizon is the curvature of the Earth for some reason. That's kind of crazy.
Where did they get this concept? What planet are they living on?
Well, when you actually ask them about it, they're like, "No, I didn't. Nobody ever said that." They
we let the new guy ask the question instead of you guys asking yourselves questions and answering them.
Sorry.
No. He was
just fucking hilarious.
No, like I'm listening. It's fun. I joined this to like get educated. So
cool.
Okay, what do you know?
Learn more about the topic.
What do you need to learn? Where's the empty spot in your head?
Just like the whole premise, Like,
all right, let us help you out, bro. We're gonna ask you some questions.
The Earth's surface is flat.
There's no right or wrong. Well, it's topographical. Yeah, we're just going to ask you some questions. No right or wrong answer. If you don't know, just say you don't know. We'll move on. If you do know, we'll dive into it and work it out to the very end. Okay, so anytime in ancient history up until modern times, has anyone directly measured the curvature of the Earth? And if so, how did they do it?
I forgot his name, but didn't he sail across the whole ocean, right? To measure that? Yeah, Columbus.
Right, so my neighborhood's pretty flat. If I run a block around my neighborhood and circumnavigate my neighborhood, does that mean it's a sphere?
Not necessarily.
So if I extend that to, let's say, the size of the crater, right, and let's say that it's hypothetically on a flat Earth, I could still run a circle around the equator, even though it's flat, and that doesn't really prove anything, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
All right. So, anybody that you know of that directly measured the curvature of the Earth, and if so, how did they do it?
Actually got me there.
Okay, so if you don't know, we'll just move on. Anybody in ancient history up until modern days measure the spin, the actual rotation of the Earth?
Didn't they do that by taking pictures of the moon?
Right, so that would be the motion of the moon.
Yes.
Not the actual motion of the Earth. We're looking for directly observing the motion of the Earth.
Oh, wasn't it the shadows on the tree or whatever?
Shadows are caused by the sun. Yes. The sun is obviously moving from east to west every day, roughly 24-hour circuit. Exactly a 24-hour circuit. So that would be the sun causing the shadow. Anybody directly measure the Earth moving, though?
No, I don't think so.
All right, so last question. How are you breathing right now? Let me elaborate a little bit. So if you have gas pressure, you have to have a container. If you have a vacuum, you have to have a container. You can't have gas pressure sitting next to a near perfect vacuum, like the vacuum of space, allegedly 10 to the 17 negative torr. That can't sit next to a high pressure system.
100% believe there's a vacuum around the Earth that traps the oxygen in, because it can't exist, obviously, because if there was gravity, it wouldn't exist, right? Is that right?
Yeah, gravity can't do it. Gravity can't hold gas because gas expands in all directions.
And vacuums can't contain anything either. Vacuums evacuate. So, I don't know what sound that was. Like ding, ding, ding.
So my question is, Poppy, can you demonstrate gas pressure without a container?
No.
Okay, so what you said so far is that you don't actually know how it was measured to curve or to spin, or how they explain the gas pressure without a container. You just believe the model at this point, right? So let's do word association. When you close your eyes and I say Earth, what do you see in your head? Like the model, right? The blue marble. Is that what you picture in your head?
I believe
when I say Earth,
not a sphere. I believe the Earth is okay. So the water, pretty much. Hold on, I'm actually dumb. My bad. It's the first time I'm actually getting interrogated. So my bad.
No, nobody's dumb when it comes to this. Nobody's dumb.
No, these are friendly questions to help you know what you know and understand the difference between belief and knowledge. So I'm not interrogating you. At any time, you can say that you're done.
Okay. So I believe the surface of the Earth is more flat, like a flat shape.
I think water's a good time to bring up at this point.
Water, yeah.
Water is a very interesting substance, man.
Water must curve.
Right? Water curves? Where have you seen?
Wait.
What?
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean like that. It can't curve. Water can curve.
Water can't curve. There you go.
That's what I was saying.
That's where you're going. Gotcha. Yeah, man. It's very, very predictable, man. You can watch water all day long, man. It does the same thing all day. Every day.
Water can only contain the shape of the glass it's put in.
Exactly.
Or the object.
And once you go out to the ocean or lake and just take a good look, man. It's not bending. We haven't tried to measure miles and miles and miles across bodies of water, and we can't.
Oh, so that's how you measure it. Okay.
Yeah, usually over water, man, because that's it's very level, right?
Yeah.
So we want to use the most level surface we can find, and the most level surface I can find on where I live, and I live on this dirt in California, and I went out to the ocean. I've been to lakes. It's always level.
Yeah, I went to the sea like multiple times, and it's like there's no curvature.
There's no curve, baby. There's no bendy water, as they say in England. Bendy water.
Spot on.
There's no bendy water, man. We've got observations up to like, I don't know, 30 miles. And we know that we know the numbers they gave us for the ball we're supposed to be living on. So we just measured the balls and what it actually what we should see or not see. And it turns out we can see way, way, way farther than we should. And it's something you can...
Look, I just kicked him. He's the one that's playing all those stupid effects, man. The fart noises, the dinging, all that shit.
Oh, that was him? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing it the whole time.
Either way, where's the bendy water?
Wait a minute, why isn't somebody kicking Flat Earth Dude? He said Nazi. What the fuck, bro?
I said,
no,
Did you kick Flat Earth Dude?
And Nazi.
Are you talking about Flat Earth Dude, Indio? Did you click
Flat Earth Dude also said,
never mind.
We measured the balls. I'm like, we measured the balls?
We measured the balls.
What?
That's hilarious, man. If I said that, I will own it, man. I'll own that shit.
Oh, whatever. It's funny. Hey, man. Hey, all of us are still doing our job, man. We're just riding the wave.
Riding the wave, baby. Guess what, man? The wave is flat. How about that? We're riding a wave that's totally flat.
Riding the flat wave. What were you going to say, Jimsy?
I know Sean laughs, even though he's in bed, but he's laughed. All right.
What were you saying, Jimsy?
No, you said that we all doing our job. And I said, yeah, I'm doing my job. I'm waiting for my check.
Oh, well, yeah, you're going to be waiting a long time for that one.
I don't think it's a different kind of payment. It's not a crypto. It's not a dollar.
It's satisfaction in your heart,
it's
man.
Totally different kind of payment, man.
Yeah, it's a satisfaction in your heart, bro.
It works in the ether, man. Check it out.
I almost feel it, almost.
You got to check your wallet, man. Check your wallet.
Check your heart wallet.
There you go, the heart wallet. Check your mental stability wallet. You got one of those?
I just want to know how come everybody comes in here and telling Indio about their emotional damage. My feelings.
I know it's like when they come in, when they talk to us, they're trolling, but when they get a hold of Indio, they just break down, you know. It's just something about when Indio gets the hold of them, it's just like
Indio puts them in their feels, bro. Puts them all up in their feels.
I love it. I fucking love it.
It's a great day, boys and girls. You guys are boys and girls, right? Okay, just checking. No, it's a good day.
I don't know. There might be a couple in here that identify as something different.
I understand if you're gender fluid. That's a new word I came up with. I didn't come up with it. I heard it last year.
Yeah, it doesn't make
gender
any sense.
Fluid. I was like, what is that? And then somebody explained it to me. I'm like, interesting. Yeah, so.
Was it a man that explained it to you?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, mansplaining. You can just, forget about that, bro.
Yeah, see, you just disregard the mansplaining of gender fluidity, and then you just be like, fuck it, there's a man and a woman. I already understand this part. It's really, really solid. You know, I mean, it's like a man trying to tell you about gender fluidity. That's that's off course, bro. There.
That's off course, bro. It is.
Yeah.
It's so off left field, right? That's what threw me off last year. Somebody said that, and I was like, "You're gender fluid." I repeated it and made sure I heard what I heard. Oh yeah. I was like,
as far as all that goes, I think that's probably going to go to the wayside within the next 5 to 6 years. This gender fluidity thing, it's not necessarily going to be a thing very long.
I'm hoping it's going to be gone in about 5 seconds. But
I know. Well, it's already. It's a thing right now. But I'm just telling you,
man.
I predict that it's not going to be a thing. 5, 6 years from now, it won't be a thing anymore.
Well,
it's going to take.
All these Southpaws are getting the triple jab in the boxing ring. So maybe we won't have to deal with it.
Yeah, they're probably going to.
The Southpaws are getting the hook.
Wait, what do you have? What do you have against left-handers?
They're getting the hammer, baby. They're getting the hammer, man. That's what we got to start calling it, the hammer, right?
I don't even know what I'm offended. I'm a Southerner, but why they call them Southpaws? Left-handers. I'm a right-hander, and my right hand's pretty strong. So what?
Are you ambidextrous?
No, not at all. I actually now I will say I can play guitar pretty good with my left hand. I do a little thing, but I can't. But I'm not left-handed. Any other way? When I throw a football with my left hand, I look like a girl. I throw like a girl. That's sexist when I say I throw like a girl with my left hand, but I can throw the shit out of a football with my right hand.
Well, today I identify as a left-handed girl pitcher.
Pitcher.
I don't know.
Guys, can you imagine Kurt Cobain coming out with a guitar in his right hand, like he's right hand, and just saying, "I identify as a right-handed guitar player today"? You guys are going to listen to my shitty music.
Hey now, don't forget about Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now.
And he totally plays like shit, and everybody goes, "What the fuck, man?" And he's like, "No. This is the new music, man."
Stevie Ray is a right-hand guitar.
Shut the fuck up, right? Oh, shit.
I mean, Jimi Hendrix was a lefty. Jimi Hendrix was a lefty, but no, Stevie Ray Vaughan was a righty.
No.
All right, I want you guys
Ray
to
Vaughan played with the left-handed guitar with being right-handed.
Bullshit.
Jimi Hendrix just took a right-handed guitar and he just turned it upside down. He learned to play it.
That's not true either. Why the fuck are you guys saying this?
Man, I've heard this, but I think you're right, man. It was a left-handed
Stevie
guitar.
Ray. No, yeah, I mean,
Stevie Ray Vaughan played with the wrong-sided guitar.
Well, he played very heavy strings on his guitar. I know that.
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah, he did play with heavy strings, but he was a right-handed guitar player.
Like super heavy.
Yeah, but he was left-handed.
No, well, he might have been left-handed, but he played a right-hand guitar, but he didn't string it upside down. I mean, some players do, but he didn't.
Jimi Hendrix. That's the one I'm talking about.
Jimi Hendrix played left-handed and strung it left-handed.
Oh, okay.
He could probably string it upside down and play it, the same, the other way. But
I'm pretty sure.
For the most part, he strung it, standard. But played left-handed.
Can you do? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Am I right about this?
Hey, man, I think we lost
Jen. Dude, I know I'm right about this. Unless I'm in fucking Mandela or some shit. 100%. I've been a big fan of both those guys for a long time. I mean, you can't tell me shit about Stevie Ray and Jimmy, man. Come on.
Yeah, like one day I came in here and Flat Earther was actually a globalist. Hey, I'm just curious about something.
So funny, man.
The best, Kenny Dude, all the best.
Hey, Jen. He in Japan. In Japan. Hold
Here
on.
in Japan.
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 Here in Japan.
Here he is, all the way
I am
from
the
Japan.
only flat
He
earther
is
in
broadcasting on 24/7 Flat
I'm
Earth
the only
Discord.
black flat earther in Japan.
Konnichiwa minasan.
Konnichiwa.
Oh, now we're doing Japan.
Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu.
I think
Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu.
I'm learning Japanese. I think I'm learning Japanese. I think I really think so. Or turning Japanese. All that shit. Whatever the fuck that is.
Jen's about to piss himself right now. Hold on, Jen's gonna piss himself. We can have a good laugh.
Okay.
He has to go to the laundry anyway.
I just said, guys.
Yeah, it's about your laundry time, right? That's why you're in here, Jen, right?
Might as well make
do the laundry.
Actually, I'm just about to start.
I know I made him piss himself a little bit.
Oh, this shit is
Come
funny.
on, Jen.
No, we love you, Jen, bro.
Jen and I go way back, man, and we just laugh our asses off at the most craziest stuff, man. Crazy.
Exactly. I've literally bought a load of bleach. I'm now going to decant it into the other bottles. Literally. You know.
So that's for your whites, right? That's for your whites.
Right, for my whites and my son's baseball whites. That's right. You got it. And for my car and the floor and the toilet and everything else.
There you go.
Standard, I can lick my toilet. It's that clean.
I wouldn't recommend that, but
Don't do that. Don't. No. No.
Lick my toilet. It's so
Jin Sensei.
Dude, I'm gonna hold back on this one.
I know. I mean, I can make jokes too, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
We're gonna stop that right there in its tracks. No, Jen, thank you for doing laundry. I hope we made you laugh.
Oh,
I'm sure your kids appreciate it.
Jen and I are exactly 6,000 miles apart. Exactly to the fucking to the tits.
To the longitude.
To the tits, baby. Right there. 6,000 miles.
Yeah, 6,000 miles, man.
Jin,
but it would take you...
wa kurate iru.
Kurate iru. Hi.
Hi.
Anata wa kurute iru.
Kurute iru. Kurute iru. Kurute iru. Kurute iru.
I'm just saying. I'm saying they are crazy.
Ah, okay. We usually say karirawa baka or konran shuru. Crazy and confused.
Would it be something like discombobulated weirdos?
You did not just say discombobulated. Tell me you did not. That discombobulated. That's fucking awesome.
Their heads are not correct.
Come on, guys, have a laugh at that. That is, their heads are not correct. That's all you got to say.
How do you say that in Japanese?
Kariradachi atama ga okashi desu.
Oh, fuck off.
How do you say fuck off in Japanese?
What a response. Fuck off. What a good response.
Fuck off. That's how they say it, man. Is the middle... Hey, Jen, man, let me ask you. Is the middle finger the same in Japan as it is in England?
It's the same in Japan. It's the same.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's a fact. If you say fuck off anywhere in the world, it could be a Tibetan monk, and he tries to grab your luggage, and you go, hey, you, fuck off. He's not going to wonder what you're talking about. That's universal.
No,
right? Every language.
He knows what you just said.
Yeah. 2022, the madness continues.
Exactly. Good stuff.
I hope you guys are laughing. I'm laughing. I don't know you guys.
Yeah, I'm heated.
Yeah, I mean, we have to laugh to keep from crying about a lot of the nonsense, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Come on, you laugh at this shit because why? Because what the hell should it's once they start shooting at us, I'll be concerned.
Yeah.
Damn, you motherfuckers are serious.
As I tear up from behind my barrier. Yeah.
Yeah, but until then, man, I'm gonna laugh and have a good time with this shit because this shit's ridiculously funny nowadays.
2022 is gonna get pretty crazy too. I mean, you thought 2021 was crazy, and 2020 it's gonna get pretty crazy.
The last couple years were crazy. Wait till this shit.
2021. I ended 2021 with a grand finale destruction of the Gem Panda server. Hammered them to death. One-man army, Jin CBR1, the loudest rootin' tootin' flat earth bastard you're ever gonna meet. And I
you should have recorded that shit, Jen. I freaking put that shit on my channel. You should have recorded it.
Yeah, I should have, but it was good. I hammered them, man. So 2022 is a year where we give ourselves a psychological evaluation, because I truly believe we are the ones that are closest to God. When you're a flat earther and you're connected to the earth, it means you are closer to the Creator, which means we are the ones who are sane. We are the ones who are coherent, and we offer a counseling service to those who come here. Because once they connect with the flat earth, they're connecting to God. So that's it. So this year we're going to give ourselves a psychological evaluation just to keep ourselves in check.
I guess that's a pretty good point. I mean, yes, I mean in a fashion we can be a safe place for people to come and express their feelings, and emotions from all the nonsense, but at the same time not be judged, for what they're feeling about this, because a lot of people that join us aren't completely aware, of everything that we've been talking about for several years.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
And I'm going to be doing this a lot. I'm going to be doing this every so often, checking our psychological state of mind. Because, for example, I asked earlier. I'll ask again. How many of you people feel that the chemical imbalance in the brain is a real thing? The chemical imbalance in the brain is a real thing.
Hey, Jen, I'll tell you, I'm going to jump right in on this one because I actually have a little bit of. I saw a video once.
Probably the one I gave you.
There is no test in the world that can detect chemical imbalance in your brain.
That's absolutely correct, sir.
And that's 100% fuck all bullshit. I watched 50 doctors tell me that to my face in a video. Go, look in the camera, go, no, of course there's no test for that. No.
That's right. That is absolutely right. That's so the video known as Making a Killing. Psychotropic drugging.
The psychodrug therapy thing shit that they put in the medical system is absolutely ridiculous, man.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Yeah.
Anyway, stay away from that shit.
Kenny Dude there was correct. There is no scientific data that exists that can prove that there is a chemical imbalance in your brains.
Yep.
Okay? It's all been one big fallacy from the word go.
I'm going to put this, I'll put this discreetly. I'll say that there's no scientific evidence going for this shit we're going through now.
That's correct.
And
and there's no drug that can help you through this.
There's nothing psychosis that can help you. No.
But and on the point you were making, I've known people over the years. Almost every single person in my family is on these psychotropic drugs, and I've never taken one, and I'm the weirdo, right?
Yeah. Dude, do not take that shit, man. I don't care what they tell you, man. Do not take that shit. Smoke a bowl, have a beer, fuck, but don't take that shit. Man.
Yeah, I mean, I drink a lot of alcohol. Everybody knows that, but I've taken a lot of drugs. In the past, I don't take a lot of drugs now.
Yeah, man.
But as far as like getting on psychotropics and like talking to psychiatrists and everything, just like having these sessions and just being treated with this, I've never done that, and
good.
And I'm the crazy guy.
Yeah. Well, no.
There you go.
No, you're not.
There you go.
No, not even close. Not even.
No,
close.
they don't call me the crazy guy, but but whatever. I mean, so I still have a good relationship with people. They're just like, it's like almost every single member of my family are taking these drugs, and they go to psychiatrists and they go to doctors all the time. Well, I don't ever go to doctors. And shit, it's just like I'm not saying that people shouldn't go to doctors, or not that there's any mental issues. I'm just saying it can be overprescribed and misdiagnosed, and
Yes.
just an opinion. That's my opinion.
Oh, hey, you know what? I've heard this theory recently, man, where they take people and they tell them that even though they feel fine, that they're not fine.
Yeah.
Well,
you have to stay home, Helio.
Every time you go to a psychiatrist, they're going to tell you that, bro.
Listen,
you know why they tell you that? Because the psychiatrists
are not fine. And you shut up now. I am. You are.
I'm being gentle about how I feel about that.
Me too, man.
It's just like, I'm just telling you, I've never been. I've been to some counseling when I was married. A couple of counselors, and I thought it was not good for me, and whatever. And so I've been prescribed some of those a little bit, but that was really more had to do with some pain association than I got prescribed some of these what do they call them, and it's something SSRIs. It was really more for pain, in my situation. I took them for a little bit, but I didn't take them for very long, and so I was hooked on opioids for a long time. But I got that shit from my doctor. I was hooked on the opioids, but the SSRIs, I didn't take a lot. I mean, it didn't really. I was just whatever.
Yeah, I went in when I was a child, and they told me that I had ADD, which is to me.
Yes, you got it, John. You have ADD and ADHD and fuck D.
Yeah,
EFG.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, own that shit. Own that shit and make the best of it.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just take it as I'm hyper.
I hate them. Not you guys, not those cucks out there that put those kids, myself, John, through this fucking system and said,
"Hey, narcotics is little kids. It's freaking crazy."
Yeah, it's kids being hyper. I mean, who gives a fuck if they're different?
Dumbass.
Yeah, I swear that if they take a kid into some way, a doctor they get kickback off of medicine.
Yep.
That they prescribe. So that's a fact. So
they do.
It's so bullshit. But the one thing I will say about my ADD, if I drink any caffeine products, it works reverse on me. If I take Benadryl, it's reversed on me. So Benadryl wakes me up, caffeine puts my ass.
Interesting.
What about Adderall? What does that do?
So when I was on Adderall more so made to where I could keep my thoughts. Sorry, there's an echo in there, but it was I was able to keep my thoughts to dialed in at 1. The other thing that it did help me in at was at night. I'm horrible at sleeping. I'll sit, even if I turn off my phone and I'm looking at black lights for an entire week, I can't program my mind to shut off. So when I was on Adderall, if I took it at night, I would actually be able to tell my mind, shut the fuck up so I could go to sleep. But that still doesn't mean that I actually had ADD. It just means that Adderall helped me in certain things. Eventually, I just
could be a magnesium deficiency.
What'd you say, boss?
A magnesium deficiency, potentially.
Yeah, could
Okay.
apparently one of the side effects of magnesium deficiency is you can't go to sleep fast.
All right, I'll start trying that. So if y'all stop seeing, start, like you're like, hey, John's not in here. It means that the magnesium worked.
All right, well, check this out. What you can do with magnesium, do you have a large bathtub where you can soak? Just buy Epsom salt. Epsom salt, it's pretty cheap at Walmart. Just buy that shit.
Yes, sir.
And do a soak in magnesium.
I get mine from Costco.
Yeah, or
Maybe
Costco,
you have a
wherever.
chemical imbalance.
So do you? Let me ask this: do you say that it's okay to actually take the pill form of magnesium, or do you think that the soaking method is much better?
Well, obviously, you should always talk to your doctor and consult your doctor and ask them if neurotoxins are right for you. The best thing to do is get a blood analysis and get them to measure and see if you're low. And then if you are low, then start supplementing your diet or take the baths or just take the, the little pill, that they give you over the counter. Yeah, bath salts. But yeah, I got loads of vitamins in my house, and I don't think you can take too many.
Yeah, you won't OD on magnesium.
Hey, Hank, speaking of blood testing, real quick, man, have you ever heard of a company called Theranos?
Spell it?
Theranos.
Theranos, it was a company that was made by this lady. It was a
lady, yes. Elizabeth Holmes is her name. Elizabeth Holmes, the robot. I don't know, dude. This shit freaked me out. It is this lady started this company that was doing medical testing. They said they got this little machine. You could poke your finger, drop of blood, and you can diagnose everything in the world. It's like, what? They could diagnose everything from one little blood drop. That was it. And it's supposed to be all this and that. Anyway, it went on for about 10 years, man. And this lady sold this machine who was supposed to do all this shit and raised all kinds of money from all kinds of people, big time people like Henry Kissinger, those kind of people. And they raised a shitload of money, and the company didn't produce what they said they could do. And she got found guilty recently. Last week, actually, she found guilty of, swindling, what do they call it?
Well, see, I don't think it's really swindling telling someone that they should, go see a doctor and check their levels and, the essential nutrients. Yeah, the essential nutrients, the reason they're called essential is because they're essential. So you should always, get a wide variety of diet. I mean, everything that's in an egg could create a chicken. And, a chicken's a pretty good model for a human. So if you eat eggs, you'll probably get everything you need.
I love eggs.
No. If you eat just eggs, you'll be short 3 essential amino acids. So essential nutrient, but what classifies it as that is something your body cannot function or live without, and that is not produced by the human body, at least, except for an exception of, I guess, maybe vitamin D, because I think that's classified as it, but maybe not, because it's produced 80% in your skin, and then 20% of your body's ability to, absorb it and utilize it comes from your diet. So if you're not getting a lot of sunlight, you can be eating tons of vitamin D supplements, and you'll still be vitamin D deficient if you're not getting any sunlight. That's why people get sick in the wintertime. But to elaborate on the magnesium thing with the skin and the supplements, it's the same sort of thing with that. You can absorb a certain amount, but I don't remember exactly whether it's 30% or 50% or something like that, but a certain amount you can absorb through your diet, and then a certain amount you can absorb through your skin, but you can't absorb the extra amount you need. You can't absorb what you would through your skin. You can't absorb that amount through your diet. So taking a ton of, oral magnesium, wouldn't replace what's on your skin. So I would just say, remember the skin part too. I think I need to do that myself, because I have the stuff myself, but I just keep forgetting to put the damn stuff on.
Did voice chat die?
No, I also had one other thing to say. Vitamin C is also a thing that not a lot of people are getting enough of. According to the doctor I listened to, she said most people are walking around with subclinical vitamin C deficiencies because they're smoking cigarettes and eating sugar and all this stuff. Hold on.
Hey, why Hank has us on hold? Is anybody in here a talk show radio host? Because I swear some of y'all do, like Helio and Exo and Glatt. I swear y'all are talking from a talk show place.
Well, we try to do our best. Of course.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, apparently cigarettes causes vitamin C deficiency. The thing is that you can't even absorb vitamin C if you don't have selenium. So make sure you get you some Brazil nuts or something with selenium in your diet. You can't even absorb the vitamin C. It's crazy that it works like that. But there's all these things, and we don't really have a manual for our bodies. But I'd rather consult a nutritionist than a doctor anyway. But what the hell do I know? I didn't graduate high school.
Yeah, I agree with that. See a nutritionist better. My problem is where I live at. So I'm in Georgia, like 60 miles away from down on Lake Sinclair, if anybody's ever heard of it. But that's where I'm at. And there is nothing out here. So for me, like probably the closest nutritionist would be in Atlanta, and I hate that place like cancer, but
Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia is like a hub. So there's like one really big city, and then like 17 other cities surrounding it, right?
Yep.
So when you say cancer, I'm like, yeah, it's malignant.
Dude, it's horrible up there.
Would that be Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes, sir.
Where my black brothers and sisters live. You hate it there. Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, never mind.
It has nothing to do with your sisters, bro. It's just so many people in one spot.
Like if I went there during rush hour traffic, which lasts sorry for saying God's name in vain. Anyhow, which lasts for like 4 hours, is ridiculous to only move for 5 feet. Nuts up there. Everybody cuts another off too.
Yeah, that sounds to me like the local government has got it set up so people waste their money on petrol and don't get anywhere. Probably they need to use less traffic lights, and the traffic would flow better. Probably if you
they have like 8 lanes. Nobody moves.
Well, they've got it. They made a mistake there. Somehow can't really imagine that 8 lanes. How they design. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say people cut off one another is another problem. Like no one respects one another in there. Go ahead with what you were saying, boss.
I was just going to say that you know how they set up these traffic systems so that you just waste your petrol, you lose your money, and it's all keeping them all in the money, and you're losing yours. Built-in obsolescence, if you will. It does exist. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Which is why I like the bicycle and the motorbike. See, because your time is your own. You can cut through. There's an inherent risk there. There is a risk of people opening their doors to take the jacket off because they're hot in their car. Suddenly your head's gone through the side window there. Right?
Yeah.
Or, people opening the door because they want to adjust the windscreen wiper for some reason. Who knows? So there is a risk when you ride a bicycle or a motorbike. But apart from that, though, that aside, you save a lot of time. Hey, man.
Yeah, when I went over, good grief! Hey, how do I quit this echo hearing for myself?
Oh, that's me. That's me. It's okay. It's okay. I'll stop that. I'll mute myself. Sorry about that.
No, okay. I thought it was from me.
Right. Go.
But no, like when I went to Copenhagen, it was like so many bikes are over there, but I was like, y'all have no freaking traffic. Like it was relaxing and nice for once.
As well in Copenhagen, Holland. Yeah, the same thing. Open roads. But when you go into like the actual city itself now there's bikes and trucks and trams you got to navigate, and that is quite dangerous. If you're not keeping your wits about you can easily be taken out. The amount of times I've nearly got took out. Yeah.
Definitely agree.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I went with a pal of mine on a Honda CBR 1000, and we had a great time there, man. That was a 5-day trip. 5 days.
That's awesome. Have you ever had the chance to go over to like St. Petersburg, Russia? I know that's totally random and off subject.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't had a chance to go there. No. Why? What's good about it?
Dude, I loved it. So obviously, with me living in Atlanta or living in USA, it was like you always hear Russia getting a bad rap, but it was nothing like that. I mean, it was nothing but like respect. Like one thing that I actually enjoyed over there was nobody sat here like bashing Putin of whatever title status he has, but like everybody was just like it is the way that it is and respect it, even if you disagree, just shut up about it.
Well, yeah, because you can lose your life. You see, that's not good, is it?
No, I do agree with that, but but like liberals over there were the ones who want to work and they want to keep their money. They do want to pay into the government. While the socialists, or not socialist, what's it called? The other word, but
communist.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir. Yeah, but while the communists, they wanted to sit here and be like, "Hey, you tell us what to do, and we get to go home with $100 and live in 100-foot square foot of apartment."
Right.
It didn't seem like a true divide. Like here in the America, it's like a war. Like you can't even sit here and say that defense. People look at you and like you have to be an extremist, and it's like, no. But yeah, the other.
I mean, go on.
No, I was just going to say the other thing is it's very close.
Yeah. I think the sitting on the fence thing, depending on the situation, I think, you've got to commit at the end of the day, depending on what it is, though. I mean, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
But, it doesn't sitting on the fence is not getting you anywhere, is it? So, especially in this topic matter that we have with the flat earth and heliocentric model not even existing, yet everyone when you look at everyone walking around you, as you walk through, I look at everyone as nutters, wearing masks. The earth is spinning, and I'm walking through like the Matrix. I'm the guy in the Matrix, Jin, dressed in orange. You can see me coming, black shades, short.
Yeah, you are neat.
Right, yeah, that's right. And I'm thinking everyone's lost it. They're not even bothering to check. And then when you actually introduce the truth to them, they go into like Hilo said, and what's his name, Hank, psychosis. So this is why I said this year I'm going to be concentrating on the psychological state of mind of the flat earthers, because we are the leaders here, and it's time to rise up. It's time to let them know. No. When you mention the word,
and Jen, by the way, they're coming to us, asking us questions.
That's right.
We're for the most part, we're reaching out to them to say, "Hey, come ask us questions," and guess what? They do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
every single day, all day long.
Yeah,
I think every globalist or globe thinker that's come in here has subconsciously wanted to come here because they are questioning, hey, is this globe thing actually real? And they're searching for a real reason of, to believe differently.
Yeah, if anything, they must know the truth.
And
I asked them.
Here's another thing about that, Jen, is they think we're trying to convince people that the Earth is flat. That's not what we're doing.
Right.
We're not doing that. We're helping you to see the Earth for what it is.
It is, yeah. And what it isn't at the same time.
And what it isn't. Yes, exactly.
Think about it. Are you guys not tired of being a slave to the system?
Oh, I'm tired of that.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think that's why they find their way here, right? Because they're tired of being slaves or just like.
See, there's always some common thread, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we really need to connect on. We need to connect with these people. Even though, some of them have some wackadoo ideas, right? Shit, I remember I used to have a wackadoo idea, like, we used to live on a ball
frustrating
because
talking
that was
to a lot
what we were told in school.
Yeah, it's frustrating to talk to a lot of people sometimes. Just try not to get so frustrated that you lose someone, that's actually trying to be honest. Just don't try not to get so
frustrated. My wackadoo idea? I thought the pyramids were put on the Earth to balance it. So
because of the spin?
Yeah, because of the spin, like a balance of power. I used to think that it was the precession of the equinox. They got it out to 26,000 years.
That's fucking wild, Hank. See?
Hank, by the way, what you did with that other guy that came in here last, Pappy or Poppy or whatever, you that handled it very great, the way that you did that.
Well, I learned it from watching other people. That was the 3-point takedown method that was done by Miggy. He was the one that coined that method. And, I just kind of add my own spin to it and do word association at the end and try to tell people that, hey, you see a blue marble in your mind, that only exists in your mind. The earth is that stuff that gets in between your toes at the beach, right? It's the stuff that earthworms are living in. That's what earth is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was Jen sat there and was talking about just because you walk around a block, in your neighborhood, that doesn't mean that neighborhood is a globe.
You circumnavigate your neighborhood.
Yeah,
that's right.
Definitely some good points. Now, the guy, Jen or whatever his name was, that one was lost from the beginning, but it was more so him because he was holding on to believing so much of what he heard and did not want to just sit there and be like, look, I'll fess up.
Yeah, that was Gaijin. That was Gaijin, whose other name is Guy. Gaijin, whose other name is Guy. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure Lucas was drunk. He came in here asking that rocket question.
Yeah, you see? Now, Lucas was drunk the other day, and I said to him that, do you think in all fairness, trying to articulate your heliocentric model when you're in a drunk state is fair to the subject matter? You know what I mean? That was the other day I said that to him, because he's from Canada. He's a French Canadian. So I said, is that fair? Because, it doesn't make any sense. You're not going to make good sense. You're not going to be able to articulate your points properly. So it's not good. I don't get drunk. No point. I don't need to get drunk. I can get merry. There's merry and then there's drunk, yeah? So which do you want to be?
Yeah, and I know a lot about that myself. So
yeah, what do you think about this flat earthers' self-analysis on their psychological state of mind?
Yeah, I mean, to relate, I guess. I mean, I've been doing this so long, it doesn't matter if I'm, been drinking a lot or not, as far as that goes.
I think
I mean, it matters. I matters to a lot of you guys sometimes, and it matters to me because sometimes I do go overboard, and you guys put me in check, that's all good.
Yeah, we should ban all drunks. We should ban them all.
Yeah, well, not that's not true. We shouldn't ban all drunks. But it does, just like Jen was saying, you should check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Before you wreck yourself.
There you go. See what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
I know that's what's up. I mean, if you
check yourself before you rickety rick yourself.
Hey, if someone's saying, "Hey, you're too drunk to be in the live stream," and if you're getting muted, because you're too drunk, and just fucking accept it, and just like,
I think I'm
either you're in a position to listen or just check out, and then come back later when you're not, as inebriated. And I've been in that position before, and I accept it. I've made an ass of myself many times. But
Miller, you're too drunk to be in the live stream.
Okay, well, fuck off.
Just accept.
No, I am inebriated right now, but I see, I see the benefit and the well, there's no benefit of being drunk. I mean, of course, but as far as the conversation goes, when we have this live channel going, new people join. Yeah, it's important. It's important that someone is there, with a conscious mind to help people along, because we have hundreds of, I won't say hundreds, I will say dozens of people join this live stream and the server every single day that are just asking questions. And so, people should be coherent and answer the questions for them.
To the best of their ability,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish that guy, Jen or Gay Jen or whatever it is, I wish that he would have taken my advice that to listen to you guys for a little while, to hear what y'all have to say, then come back and try to answer questions.
Well, hey, man, get him back in here. We can do it again. I mean,
he won't come back. That kid was, you could tell, he just wanted to argue for the sake of arguing.
He was just trolling.
Like even like me just sitting there telling him that, he wanted to interrupt me, and I was like, dude, I've shown you respect from the few seconds I came in here. Here you are just trying to cut me off. And then he wanted to argue about that, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out.
He's a flat earther, anti-flat earther wannabe. He's an anti-flat earther wannabe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what.
Yep, exactly. Yep, that's what it is, Jimsy. Yep. He's gonna give you links to all the anti-flat earther YouTube channels, and he's not gonna actually have any evidence for himself. He's not gonna speak for himself. He's gonna be like, somebody has already talked to you. All these other anti-flat earthers have talked to you from major YouTube channels. Boom, shalak lak boom. That's all done.
Yeah, the second that he posted that car picture, that's floating around that Tesla did, I was like, this guy ain't gonna make it with y'all.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough room. I mean, to be honest, it takes a lot of guts to step in this live stream. It really does.
Yeah, it really does. It is the toughest room online, without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. I don't know. I think when me and what's his name, me and Bladder dude, when we were with Poncho Pete, that was a rough scene as well. Blood could flow, man.
Blood could flow, but this one is pretty fucking tough. It's pretty similar, right? It's
similar, I must say.
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts for like a new person that's new to flat Earth. But here's we when people come in and ask genuine questions, that we can tell that they're very new to flat Earth, the flat Earth topic. We'll treat them with kid gloves. It's okay, It's like boom, boom.
Yeah, that's y'all did that with me because I ain't explained the story, but I had a genuine question, and y'all responded to me genuine, and we ended up agreeing and high-fiving each other, and it was all thanks going around. But I went into like the chat for
that feedback, man.
Do what?
Yeah, we've been doing this for so long that it's just like we can detect someone's spirit, when they come in, and we can tell by the way they talk. That we can tell right away whether they're being genuine or whether they're trying to take the piss out of us, right? So you get what you give, right? So yeah, when you give us bullshit, you're gonna get bullshit back, And so, but if you're brand new and you haven't, that's why I love talking to new people. It's like, oh, have you ever talked to anyone about flat Earth before? When I go to the check-in room, this is when I check people in. Like, oh, cool. It's like, no, this is the first time I've ever talked to anyone that's a flat earther. Like, all right, cool. Now, whether or not they're bullshitting me, can kind of tell whether that's true or not. And then I'll explain to them in the check-in room. It's like, hey, the reason we have this check-in is to verify that you're not going to troll us or whatever. Because when you move to the other rooms, that's a pretty heavy room. And that's why I was saying earlier, I mean, you have to have some brass balls to come into the live stream and start talking about flat Earth if you're not, if you're not ready for it. And so that's why, but I don't keep them in the check-in room too long. But if they're really curious, because I know that all the people, the gold moderators, gold members, silver moderators, everybody in here knows that when somebody's new, they can detect the same thing. If it's somebody new and they start asking questions, all right, cool. Hey, so what do you guys think about Antarctica? Or it's not
exactly.
Sure, you can. Within the first couple of questions, you're going to find out whether they're genuinely asking questions. They may have watched a couple of Eric Dubay videos, going, this is weird. I just came across this flat Earth stuff, and I'm really curious, right? All that kind of stuff. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm peeling coconuts or something.
Yeah, sorry, Jamesy. I was bloviating. Go ahead, Jamesy. Am I too drunk to be on the live stream? My bad.
No, big data. You're echoing.
That's Bong.
Is that Bong that's echoing?
No, Bong's out.
Fuck.
Yeah, somebody's echoing. But hey,
yeah,
Jimsy, should I shut up? I was bloviating there for a little bit.
Don't shut up, Haley. Whatever you do, don't shut up.
No.
Yeah, Hilo, you weren't. You were speaking to things I was agreeing with. You were spot on.
No. I'm speaking to things that I love about the channel. I love how how everything works, and I do have some criticism about a lot of the ways shit happens when I'm not here. And but I'm not going to talk about that.
I muted Bong because he was making noise on top of Helio. I want to hear what Helio got to say.
Bullshit. I call bullshit on that, Jimsy.
I did mute it.
Thanks, I love the way when you allow the healers, when you allow the heliocentrists to come in and lay down what they believe.
Hey, are you in the kitchen cooking right now, Jen? Because your microphone sounds like you're like 18 feet away.
Oh, so no, I'm right here now. Sorry.
I don't know why, but it sounds like you're way away from your microphone.
He had to get a pot of coffee. He needs to wake up.
So yeah, well, I'm not right up on the mic.
There you go. That sounds better.
Now. Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, I was just saying that I like it when you allow the heliocentrists to come in, lay down what they believe, and then you start to break it down piece by piece. Love that. Love that.
Right. I mean,
Sometimes it gets a bit hectic, with all the so many people trying to get in, but
when that's for new people. That bonus is only for new people, right? For repeat offenders, they're not given that bonus, right? Because when they've come in before, when they've come in before and said the same bullshit, they don't get the same treatment.
Yeah, the first time I heard Jen speak, I thought he was pissed off, and it took me the rest of the night to realize Jen's not pissed off. He's just, and it's not even.
He's just loud.
Yeah, and he can when somebody's trying to overtalk him, he'll get close to his microphone, but it's not him trying to really overpower you. It's more of him actually being kind to being like, let me make sure you're listening to me, because I'm one who will jump real quick right in when someone tries to overtalk me. I'm like, just shut the fuck up and listen.
It's all good.
Yeah. This is what you learn in the army. You see. You learn to project your voice with confidence, precisely and coherently. Now, when I start shouting, it means that the individual who we're discussing now is beginning to play around. He's obfuscating. He's not concentrating. And for those who are listening, they want it to go in a proper direction. So that's why I do that. It's to get the individual to check his or her behavior. Come on. Like a parent would.
Hey, since you said the army, you said that he's doing it now. Yeah, exactly. So this is in American thing. This is a propaganda thing that they did with the army in America. Is be all that you can be in the army.
Good point.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is a good point. Yeah, I mean, be all that you can be. And now, but I would change the word to can, from can to should. Be all that you should be.
Should be. Yeah, that's a good one. Excellent. That's right. Now that is it. That is words to live by.
Yeah, everybody I have heard in this voice chat, man, is generally really good. Like when it gets to one-on-one, it don't matter who it is in this voice chat. I always like.
Yeah, the variety is the spice of life, and we all bring our emotional baggage with us. We're all in the same boat. That's the one thing I can say, that we all realize we're in the same boat here. Doesn't matter what race you are, you're getting shit down the back of your neck, and that's how well you can actually cope with that and then try to exist. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all all go in different attack points, so to say. I don't think there's anybody who actually copies off of what someone else has been saying for days. It's like whenever y'all are given the chance to talk to someone who believes in the globe, you come up with your own thing. So it's enjoyable.
It is. That's exactly what I enjoy. I enjoy that variety.
So you've been listening to us for quite a while. Is that?
I came in 6 months ago and listened to y'all. What's funny for me is I was just automatically given power to listen to y'all in voice chat, and then I stepped away for a long time, and then I came back, and I was just coming back because I was already a flat earther, and I was listening to, and then someone was kind enough to unmute me, and they were like, "So what's your thoughts?" And so I started sharing my thoughts. So for the first 3 nights, I kept having to share my thoughts until people started learning. Okay.
You didn't have to do shit. You chose to do that. Come on, John. Anyway, so hey, check this out. I just looked at your rolls. You don't have the flat Earth roll, but you say you're a flat earther.
Oh, okay.
If you were to talk to someone in here and you wanted to get involved in a conversation, and you were talking to someone, and it's like, here's why, or if they are asking questions about flat Earth, let's go through the three questions that Hank was bringing up earlier.
All right, let's go.
All right, so let's talk about the curvature of the Earth. Are you aware of any time in the history of Earth where the curvature of the Earth has been measured in ancient history or modern times?
No, but I have done my own measurements.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
So I live on a lake, Lake Sinclair in Georgia. I actually invited a couple of globalists off of this page who were wanting to come down. I'm not afraid to give my address away. Anyhow, so I have an area that's a 3-mile shot, and I know I can do this. Done it before, but I can take a stick, put it in sand that's 3 miles away, straight shot of the lake. So we are to say that water is level. You put it in a glass, it's level. So if the lake is level, as it should be, when I put it in the sand on the beach that's across from me at the dam, and I come back to the other side that's almost 3 miles away, I can sit there with my own naked eyes, 1 foot off the ground, and see that stick still that's only 1 foot off the ground. As well, I could sit there with my camera, zoom in, and if I really, 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 really wanted to prove it even further, I could sit there and have them on a telescope and actually look down to like where they see the grain of sand that's at the bottom. So yeah, that's things that I've actually done. Another thing, sorry for sidestepping, but another thing is that I heard someone, when I asked that question to them, they tried telling me, oh, it's light bending. Well, I actually made a video of this, and I took a laser, and I shined it down a stream of water that's going straight. And then I take a balloon, and I made friction on it. And I made the balloon come up to the water so it bent the water. You never see the light bend off of the laser. The laser points in the exact same spot, regardless how much that water's bending. So the theory that they try to say that light bends is irrelevant when you prove something like that. Now, I don't know the exact word to call it. Jen's corrected me every time I go to say what it is. But if it's a test, theory, or an observation, I don't really get into wordplay.
Well, when it comes to lasers, I mean, it depends on the type of laser you use from one shore to another. But yeah, and so it could be distorted depending on the power of the laser, and how far you're trying to do the test from. But if you're on one shore and you can see the laser from one shore to another, and depending on the distance, is that the type of test you're talking about?
No, so the type of test that I exactly did from shore to the other shore was actually just a stick. Had nothing to do with light, so whatever.
Well, I heard that one. I heard that was good. I mean, I like that one. And you saw the stick. You saw the stick from the other shore.
That is correct.
Straight across the water.
Correct.
All right, cool. Yeah, I got
3
that.
miles away. Yeah.
All right, cool. But yeah, laser tests. I mean, you're gonna have to. Just some of the laser tests can be very difficult. It depends on the power of the laser and how far you're trying to do the test. But
yeah, I haven't been able to discover a way for the laser to bend unless it was already touching the water. Then that's the only way I can get it to bend.
Well, why are you looking for the laser to bend? Do you think a laser bends? I mean, nobody's looking for that. Nope. On a laser test, you're looking for the water to bend. That's what you do the laser test for.
Yep.
But that's okay. All right. So second point, spin of Earth.
Yeah, that is one that cannot be felt, cannot be observed. I wish I knew of a way to see what, even if. So I do believe that we're in the center of the universe. I cannot prove that. I've actually tried proving that to myself. I hung a ball in the middle of the room with another ball outside to be the middle point of the moon, and then a light at the far end. What I discovered off of that is two of the objects had to be moving and one had to be at the center. But anyhow, I could not prove of anything of a spin. That's one I just I cannot prove. Therefore,
are you familiar with any like standard ideas of how others have tried to prove rotation of Earth? Are you familiar with some of the other tests that people have tried to do? Are you familiar with some of those?
Yeah, so I've seen some of the theories that are out there that they say. The problem is I'm someone who likes to be a realist. If I cannot do the test myself, then I really don't care to hear.
No, I get that, but no, if they claim this, if they claim that they've done this test, I mean, if you really want to do it yourself, you're gonna have to recreate their test, which is I can name the test. I'm asking you if you know.
Yeah, but no, there is no test that I know of that's been.
All right, but I can say the word, but I'm just I want you to say it.
Yeah. So there's no test that has been proven to me.
Well, all right. Have you ever heard of the any test that's been? This is what a lot of Glovers come in and say. Oh yeah, the spin of Earth has been tested through this test.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to name it, or I can't get the freaking.
Yeah, sorry, I don't even know what test because there is no test that I've ever seen where I'm like, hey, that one made sense. Like,
if I say it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that one. I get you. Because I get you. Because Earth's not moving. Earth's not moving. All right.
I don't
So it's Foucault's pendulum. You've heard of it before, right?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard that one.
Holy shit. Okay.
I was really thinking I would.
Yeah, Foucault's pendulum. That's what they claim. They claim that they can. Look it up, man. Foucault's pendulum. Hey, John, you might have to wait another week for the Flat Earth roll. If you don't know shit about Foucault's pendulum, then you're not necessarily ready. But that's okay.
That's no offense to me. Yeah. So you said, hold on. Let me get where I say.
I'll send you a link. What it is they have this test. It's Foucault. I think he was in I can't remember what year, somewhere in the 1800s. It's a pendulum, and then he set up some blocks that it knocks down, over 24 hours, so that proves the spin of Earth. Last 15 degrees every hour. And this is with this pendulum spinning back and forth.
Okay, so I'm familiar with that, and whenever someone tries to prove a pendulum, I sit there and go, well, then you're at an assumption, which I hate assumptions, but they're at an assumption that there is a string or some type of force, which even Einstein didn't care for the word force, but they're believing in something is holding this ball that they believe is a ball. They're believing in that to hold it in the same distance every single time.
And what's really interesting about this pendulum is that they have to start it in motion first, and it has to be pulled in a straight fashion. then it will swing, and over the course of a day, 24 hours, it will knock a block down once an hour, and that's 15 degrees of the 360. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yep. So they're putting something into motion. Like, no. So that's
if the Earth was spinning, in my mind, you wouldn't even have to start it.
Correct.
It would continuously move without you having to pull it back.
Yep. And again, that's something that cannot be proven. But the whole pendulum thing, to me, like, I'll still look it up and watch it. But
yeah,
to me,
look it up. Most of the ones that you'll find, they're moved by a mechanism, and the tripod that it's on, or bipod, it's connected to the ground, so it really doesn't prove a goddamn thing. To be honest about
yeah, so they're sitting here saying that there has to be a force, that force is, whatever it is. That's
they call it Coriolis.
Okay, so all right, so if they're calling it that, then my question becomes, because they obviously still believe that satellites are out there spinning around, why aren't satellites affected then? And they still believe, that they went to the moon and things like that. Why was
that a completely different question? The satellite spinning. That's a totally different question. That's orbital mechanics, but
yeah, no, I'm just wondering, why doesn't that force affect that?
Yeah, sure.
It's like they believe in solar wind and things like that. Well, then how the hell did, when Apollo 13 or whatever it is that had to whip around the moon because it had no more power in it, so it whipped around, then what? You're telling me for those X amount of hours and days that it took them to get back, that there wasn't a lick of solar wind? So either one of two, solar wind didn't exist.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, it's just like all solar wind and orbital mechanics and thrusting, from their jets that are pushing off of no atmosphere. Yeah. All that kind of shit, right?
Yeah, and like, so the other thing is, it's like, dude, there's like the type of shit that they say that's going up there is complete crap. Like, it's got tinfoil on. Another thing is, if you ever seen the type of spaceships that return, like, so they take off and they're clean and white, and when they return, they're black as dirt. I mean they're clean, but when you look at what's his the guy who makes Tesla,
Elon Musk.
Yes, Elon Musk. So Elon's Musk rockets, whatever. Now you can see the arc and everything. They're clearly not going outer space.
And they're clearly not landing on a barge in the ocean either. That's all. That's all CGI.
But still, even for those sons of guns, whenever he goes and picks them up, they're black. And I'm sitting here going, those are black, and they didn't even leave clearly. And here you are saying your space shuttle that went to the moon and comes back, it's just crystal clean. Like, so much. There's too many bullcrap stories out of everything.
All right, cool. I mean, you sound like a flat earther. I could give you a flat earther role. Because I mean, you ain't all the way with everything that I said, but it sounds like you've been. How long have you been looking into this?
I've always
Helio. Are you all the way with everything you said?
The only thing that I'm not with.
Am I?
So
people take
the piss out of me.
People take the piss out of me all the time. I'm
flat earther, Helio. There's some stupid arguments from the globe Earth And maybe
hold on, Jim.
right?
Jim
Right,
is
right.
here. Other people are here. I mean, do you guys think this dude's a flat earther? Man, I think he is.
Yeah, I've been thinking that for 2 days now.
Well, then give him the fucking flat earth roll, bitch.
My hands are dirty. I'm planting shit. You get it. I have to take off my USB headphones to talk to you. Thanks. I'm going on mute.
Hey, what was the third and final question? That one I missed.
I got you. I'm gonna give you flat earth roll, man.
I appreciate it. Now, the only one, let me tell you this before you want to deem me with, giving me this honorary title. The only thing that I have argued with, but y'all always get it, is those meme images that are taken with a P900, and they say that those are stars and planets. And I tried to explain it's out of focus. I actually proved it because I have the camera myself, and I was explaining that this is manual focus. This is how you fine tune it. But y'all always. But that one ticks me off when people sit here and they're like, "Oh yeah, that proves flat Earth," and I'm like, regardless what the truth of this matter, it doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove about flat Earth or a globe. But yeah, that's the only one about me, and it's just because I'm a photographer. So
I'm fucking this up. Yeah, John, man. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Hey,
I was taking the piss out of you, and you were taking the piss out of me, and everybody's taking the piss out of each other. It's so funny. But yeah, you're about to get the flat Earth roll.
Hey, were you here the other night when I was talking about? So, again, photography. If I take a picture of the moon right now, okay, with my 200 millimeter, it's about the size of like a half of a dime, okay? But when I take a picture of the solar eclipse, and they claim the moon comes in front of it, okay? And I take a picture of that, exact same lens, exact same camera. I take a picture of that and put it side by side. It's like 5 times the size. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll go grab both the images. But it's one I've been scratching my head on.
Wait, can you say that again?
I don't think I remember that one. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so let me go grab the images so you can see what the hell I'm actually saying. Because this is really, really confusing to me, because whatever's crossing in front of in front of the sun is not the moon.
Well, I will have to, in a way, agree with you. But the thing is, the new moon, right? So we don't see the moon during the solar eclipse, because the solar eclipse apparently always happens during the new moon. You can see this phenomena that light looks dark, like black, like that, when it's in front of other light. I'm driving right now. I have like a photograph of a double bubble that the sun is shining through, and you can see the effect. You can see the light of the sun being diffracted in different multiple colors, and then you see the phenomena of the crescent. Let me share the image, the photograph that I took.
Hey, Jamesy, if you're driving, don't endanger yourself. You motherfucker. I'm stationary behind my desk right now. You said you're driving and you're going to share a picture. Oh, that makes me nervous for you. I just don't want you to, I can share pictures of nothing. There is no crescent during a solar eclipse. I was just saying. You don't have to share nothing.
I will share it.
It's like every time there's an eclipse, whether it's solar or lunar, there's either no sun or no moon. And so it's pretty easy to understand.
Phenomenon that happens when there's a dimmer light on front of the brighter light. The visual effect causes us to see the light as dark. The dark spot that we see on the sun is an actual light, but it looks dark. It's a visual effect. So it could be the layers above. The sun is, positioning, moving around, and it's basically canceling itself because the light is going through multiple layers. If you see my bubble picture, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let me find it.
Oh, what I was going to say is that during a lunar eclipse, it always happens during a full moon. So you will never see a lunar eclipse when the moon is not full. You'll never see a solar eclipse when the moon is not in a new moon phase.
Found it.
Never, ever.
Hey, Helio, I just added the two images.
Okay.
So you'll see one image is of the moon. These are both mine. One
solar eclipse.
Yep, solar eclipse. The other one is the moon, taken with the exact same lens. And you see that it's two totally different sizes.
But not the same time, right? Same position on Earth, but not at the same time.
Yeah, because the picture of the moon there in the bottom, that was one I captured last night.
Cool. So you captured the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse.
Yep.
But that would have had to have been with a solar filter, correct?
I did not use it.
I call bullshit on that. You couldn't capture that with a camera without a solar filter.
I did.
What kind of camera?
So I have a Nikon D750 with a 200 millimeter. I did not put a filter on there, and I understand the warning that I will kill my sensor doing that. But during a solar eclipse, you actually do not have a filter. A lot of people don't understand that. You only have to use a filter when you're taking it of just purely 100% of the sun. But the second that an eclipse is taking over, that's not going to kill your sensor.
So this is this the eclipse from
2017
last year? Well, no, from 2017. Okay.
Yeah, August 21st, 2017.
And you live in America, like Central America, because it came across.
Yeah, so I live in Georgia, so where I captured this was up in the mountains. That was one of the areas of where the total 100% you were going to get an image like that.
And you took your camera.
Helio, I want to ask John a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. In the last picture you posted where you have the solar eclipse, if you zoom in that picture, you can see that something black, dark, is obstructing the sun, but you can still see the shape of the sun behind it.
Yes, sir.
How is that,
dude? I've
possible?
seen hundreds of pictures of that eclipse, and none of them looked like that. I call bullshit, man. I call bullshit.
You call bullshit on my own image?
Yeah, I do. I do.
You're misstepping. That's an actual photograph.
Well, he said it was. He said he took
It's
that
my photograph
from his camera. He took
It is.
that's his photograph. That's what he said.
So you're
Yeah,
full of
All
bullshit.
bullshit.
I took the image.
You took the photograph. So
Yes,
look
sir.
at this. Look at what I'm trying to tell you, right? Look, you see the bubbles? I took that photograph of that double bubble.
Yeah.
Let me get back to looking at what you posted. Okay, so you took a yep. I see what you're.
So you see how
Yes,
the sunlight are being kind of separated in the bubble, like in the layers of the bubble,
yes, sir.
and then there is an effect that you see like a crescent. That is basically what you're looking at is a light on top of the light, and you see this crescent effect.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's happening with the sun.
I gotcha.
In the same thing happens with the moon.
Hey, John, your fakery is about to break.
Oh, come on now. Dude, like, so do you want to see like my Google locations from August 17, 2021?
No, I want you to prove that image you just shared is what you took from your fucking camera of the eclipse.
Elio, what the fuck, dude? We're talking about. You don't want to.
He didn't take this image from his camera.
What is
All
the
right.
problem? He took the photograph. What's the big deal?
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the fuck? He took the photograph.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, like, do you want to see my other images from that day, or?
Yeah, go ahead and post your images from that day leading up to the eclipse. Show us how you came how you captured this.
And Elio's feeling, and let's just forget about the whole point. Let's convince Helio that he took this photograph, so we can just talk about that.
Look,
Get about his point.
There is a lawn mower behind the corner, but you're sitting in a position so that you see only half of the lawn mower with your eyes, and the other half is obstructed by the wall of the corner. But in that picture of the solar eclipse, you can see the lit side, which is not yet covered by the sun, but on that side, which is covered by that dark, whatever they claim it's an object, yeah? When you zoom in, you will see through it the shape of the sun, like the circle of the sun, the whole circle of the sun, you can see it. It's a very dark gray tint. That should not be possible.
What do you mean it's not possible?
Yeah, it makes me also question the legitimacy of the picture.
Don't we observe that when we observe the solar eclipse? Isn't that what we observe?
Yeah.
So why would you say it should be impossible if that's the actual phenomena that we observe? Like what my opinion or your opinion is about what?
Because in the heliocentric model,
No, but we're not talking about the heliocentric model.
yeah,
We're talking about the actual phenomena that we observe. So what we observe is what happens, and the photographs
yeah,
that we take is the phenomena that is happening. Why would we say that shouldn't happen? That's what is actually happening.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you don't
So,
believe it. I mean, I can go down the rabbit as much as possible.
John, with Adobe Photoshop or Premiere, you have algorithms, and you can select that part of the picture to see if that has been digitally tampered with. I mean, your picture has been digitally tampered in those places where you have your logo pasted in the photo. Yeah, and
Okay, but so do you know why I put my watermark on there?
yeah.
Okay, as
But
long as you
except
want to put a watermark on there.
you can use the algorithm to show that everything else is actually the real photograph. To verify it.
So you want to see my Lightroom before the watermark was on there? I mean, is that what you're getting at? You want me to go? Like, I can't go.
No. The watermark is obviously digitally worked.
Don't. You don't have to prove that you took the photograph. We don't need it.
Yeah.
You say you took it. You took it. It's fine. You need to prove to this guy.
No. You see, I also believe you, John. But when you present this picture, it will be very nice to see, because you give no room to these people to contradict your picture.
Oh my God. All right,
Yeah.
John, you share this picture. Bring us back to the point that you wanted to bring. Don't worry about you took it.
So here's my thing. But now Helio brought up a great point, which was, so the picture of the moon I took last night. Now every single time that I've always taken a picture of the moon with my camera, it's always a smaller dot than what I captured that day during the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse, you can see that whatever mass is crossing in front of the solar eclipse is a larger,
bigger.
Yeah, with what you shared, I just don't want to talk to this, about this anymore with you, because I'm going to expose you. I really feel bad that I'm gonna freaking just roast your ass. You guys talk to him about this and don't even bring me up anymore.
Mute yourself. If you don't want to talk to him about it, mute yourself. I'll talk to him about it. So your point is saying that the moon is the thing that is eclipsing the sunlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, that's what we're told it is the moon and everything. Which hey, I can say that's what we were growing up to believe. I just don't get the reasoning of why it was two different sizes.
Well, then what is the sun and the moon doing? We don't know anything about them.
Agreed. So, Elbow, am I calling you by your right name?
Yep, that's right.
All right, cool. So, yeah, I am in agreement with you. I'm just confused on why, when I go to capture the moon at any other time of the day or night, usually, when I go to capture it using the exact same lens, the exact same camera, it's smaller than what I ended up capturing that day for the solar eclipse.
Yeah, it changes size. That's true. And it shouldn't.
The only thing that makes me wonder that could take place is one of two things. One is exact location. Not saying like, oh, since I was in the mountains, I'm so much closer. Not saying that, but more so saying with the sun behind it, could it have magnified it in a way?
I mean, if you think about the shadow always gets bigger, right?
Yes, sir.
So if it's this absence of light and the moon is in front of it, could we be just seeing the absence of light being grown bigger? I mean, could that be it?
Yeah.
Imagine the light going through multiple layers above, and the mechanisms of that we don't know of. But it can be demonstrated that a light in front of another light will look completely dark, black.
Mm-hmm.
So the sun could be passing through multiple layers, and you see how we can see when we see the sun dogs, and we kind of see like a focal point of the light. The phenomena of the sun eclipsing, it could be being caused by a layer of the sun itself overlapping on top of itself, going through layers above. Look at the bubble that I shared. Look at the bubble. That's what is actually happening on the bubble. You can see the crescent, kind of like an eclipse, similar to the moon or the sun. When you see that effect, is the light stacking on top of each other and causing this effect. And this is demonstrable. The only thing that when we look at the luminaries above in heaven, that's God level effects, but it's demonstrable down here at a smaller scale.
Yeah. Yeah. That day was that was a lot of fun capturing that. And what I found out too, if you are in the like 99% type coverage, you'll never get anything that even looks close to that. So another thing that I captured, now this is off of a telescope. So one of my friends had a telescope that I was able to hook my DSLR up to, and that one was with a different camera for a full frame. That way I could run two cameras, get my image plus get what was being seen. His telescope let me find that one. But this has no significance around what we were talking about. It's just like, hey, this is cool looking. Yeah, or you do kind of see it. But let me show you to you up close. Yeah, so that's the one that was taken in the telescope. Now, there's one problem that happened with the telescope. And you can kind of see it. So the rays should look a lot more crisp than that, and they were not. Obviously, because you see it in the image, they're out of focus still. But those rays should have been in a nice crisp format.
Do you have this photograph with your autograph and your face with it, so we can prove you took it?
Well, I just posted the image from my Google Photos folder that shows where I was.
With you. And you're bringing up a good point, and I like talking about this, and we can entertain it. I prefer talk about this than Helios music or BS. But when you bring a topic like this and people start just questioning, proof that you took this photograph, it's freaking annoying.
Yeah, like, so, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, too, like, so when the solar eclipse takes place, it's not like it stays there all freaking day. I mean, it lasted like 30 seconds or whatever for the dead center look. That one shot. I mean, you get like 30 seconds. It ain't like something I could go and turn around and like hold my camera up, pose with it, and my wife take a picture of me, with it in the background. And hell no, I'm going to keep on clicking with my camera. The only other thing that I could do, I mean, if it helps people, but I don't think I'm going to be able to explain anything to Helio. He's just not going to care. But I could even go into my metadata from my Lightroom of that exact picture itself. Now it's on my other computer, but I can do that easily tomorrow. I can hook it up, pull it out, and then show the metadata with that exact picture. And it shows, hey, this is August 21st, 2017, this exact time. And shows my camera specifications. But that's the first time I've ever had somebody ever tell me that my camera's a lie.
Possible that you took this photograph. It's just, we have to go with Helio on this. He's the drunken master. He knows.
Yeah, I
but
like
hey, Jamesy, I didn't mean that his photo is not legitimate or stuff like that. I was like trying to give an advice to just strengthen his stuff, So
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah,
yeah.
If we can make the photography better, that's great. But that was the photograph that he took. Let's just bring in a point. We're talking about it. I think Healy wants to talk about whatever he wants to talk about, not about this. But I like
that one.
The point that you bring about the moon and not fitting in a way on what you claim about it. I like that. And you bring this layer to.
But I'll make sure, because so there's another solar eclipse that's coming up, ain't it, like in 2024 or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, and that one's like shooting through, I think the 100% is like going through like Oklahoma. But I will make sure that somebody puts a fucking video camera on me the entire time. So when it happens, maybe even do a live feed and make sure that Helio can see that I take the picture and then I'll turn it right around and I'll show, hey, there's the fucking picture, straight from the camera.
If you're gonna do something like GoPros or whatever cell phone imagery you can use, but you don't have to satisfy Helio skeptic because he's a skeptic. So whatever information you're gonna be skeptical about, especially if you're talking about the sun, because he's Helio skeptic.
Yeah, that's a good point. But see, like this doesn't even prove like any type of like that the Earth is a globe, though. Like
You didn't start your conversation about the photograph saying is it flat or is it a globe. You're just making an observation and talking about it.
Yeah.
And you're that, and that's fine. I like doing that too, and not getting shit from people for doing that.
Yeah, I do. I greatly appreciate both of y'all. I get it from time to time. There's certain things that I do, and there'll be sometimes somebody just shit.
Hey, and welcome to Value. Welcome to Flat Earth. I give you the roles, whatever.
Appreciate it, man.
The labels. I've been with you in the Bible room as well. I've heard you talking. About.
Well done, Jamesy.
I know. Percent you're legit. Doesn't matter what Helio says.
Yeah. I agree with you, Jamesy. He deserves the role.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I love doing, like Jen corrected me earlier. I called it like an experiment. He was like, no, it's an observation. But like when, so like I don't know. Do you know Nito?
Yeah, gamer. He's been in the server for a little bit. I
So he's a globe thinker, as you know. And the other night we were talking, I brought up from Georgia, and he was like, "No shit." And so when he dived into it more, I was, talking about, doing these experiments, observations, and I was like, since you're in Georgia, why don't you come down here and I'll literally show you this stuff? So that'll be fun. And what I did tell him is just because of the fact that even though I'm still getting a straight line of sight, like that doesn't mean that, hey, it's a flat earth. It just means that, something is going on and it is not your globe thinking like you want to.
Well, Nero, he's cool, but he's kind of like a globe believer that doesn't care about the real information. He just want to stay on the globe side in his mind, and that's it.
Yeah. Lunatic told me, he was like, "Don't let him throw you in the lake now when you prove this."
Yeah, Nero, you can have a conversation with Nero, but he just doesn't care about the flat earth. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like, so I'm still a Christian and everything, but so like one of the biggest arguments I get out of, people that are non-believers or just want to attack me, they'll sit here and be like, your book was written by men. And I'll literally turn right back around and be like, so what's that saying about your books that you believe they were written by men?
Yeah, one of them is moral and the other one is immoral.
Yeah.
But disguised as being moral. Yeah.
So since we're talking about the moon blocking the sun or whatever, myself, I wouldn't discard that's what's actually happening in a way, that the moon is the thing covering the sun, but we don't see that. There's no observation of it. Now we have someone in the chat saying that you can see the moon after the eclipse, and I definitely want to look into that.
So now, hold on, let me try and do something, because I definitely did take pictures as well before and after it passed. Now that you're saying that, I do not recall seeing the moon at all. Like,
let me. I don't. Maybe I'm just reading wrong, but what did he say? Let's see. The moon was visible.
That's a great shot, John.
I misspoke. He didn't say what I said. He said, "Oh yeah, my bad." Gabby Ghetto, anyone?
Good shots, John.
Do you think if maybe I know about I don't know, but I've heard and seen some scans with electro-optical infrared equipment, and I wonder if making observations with that type of equipment during the solar.
Anyone who has that, it will be very interesting to see a solar eclipse in infrared spectrum. I agree with that. Yeah. I never seen such thing.
I know infrared is one thing, and I want to see the infrared, but there is another layer of that, and they call it electro-optical infrared. So, yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it gives more clarity to an image. Yeah. Shots that John took, I'm still looking at them. Very nice indeed. Very nice. Especially with the one where the sun, and there is something in front of the sun coming from left to right. And I'm
but Jim, Jim, that's like holding two oranges, one in front of the other. But the first one
Yes,
obstructs
yes,
only
yes.
half of the second orange.
Yeah.
And you can see the second orange through the first one, the shape of it. That's the problem, you know. If you zoom in that solar eclipse, you will see that the sun is very dark gray in that part where it is covered by a dark object, supposedly, you know, like the moon, a rock which you cannot see through.
Very dark grey. I've got images like that myself. You know, I've got images like this, and I took it with my mobile phone. With my mobile phone, my iPhone 6, I've got a similar image like this.
I tell you what.
That's why I feel something's getting in the way.
I tell you what is this confirms to me.
Go on.
It confirms that the Bible is true, where God said that the sun will turn black like a bag of hair. Yeah.
Well, okay.
So.
Yeah, but then again, that's true. Is that the word of God, or was it somebody who observed and wrote it down on paper? That's the question you got to ask there. Don't get me wrong, you know.
Well, I know. Enoch walked with God, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I have a similar image to what John took, and it looks like something is getting in the way, and the edge of it as well. Do you notice the edge? The edge is not smooth at all. It's exactly what I got. A very rough.
Yeah.
It's not smooth at all, is it? That edge. It's like you can cut. You can cut. Yeah. Serrated edge.
So I posted another picture while I'm uploading my computer. I've got several other pictures from that day.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see those. I would be interested to see those. So if you want to do a little presentation, I'd be over the moon.
Yes.
Pun intended.
The other image I just shown is like it's maybe like 10%. That is when it was passing, and you can still see it, you know, still even then. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get you more of it of when it was even further out.
Yeah.
So I don't know much about this, but I watched a video about he talks about how light and darkness have a kind of like a relationship that I don't know how to explain it, but when you have the light shining, there's the opposite of that, which is darkness, always accompanying it in a way. So I share some photographs, and some people do some research about it, and there's some videos about it. Probably can share it, but the shadow and the light, there's something to it. The darkness.
Yeah, the default natural state of the world is being in darkness, pitch black darkness. Light is something created afterwards, and yeah.
So the most interesting shot that John has shown us so far is that one with the being obscured, the sun being partially obscured. It's a very interesting shot. I have those, and I've always been mesmerized by those kind of shots. What is going on? Because you can see through it. No doubt about it. You can see through that. It's like there's a thin disc.
Yeah.
It's like somebody is slowly but surely, inch by inch, let's say, moving a disc across the sun.
But it's transparent. It's not completely opaque. You can still see the whole shape of the sun. And that was mind-boggling for me.
So we observe the cycles above, and we see that there's a mechanism, I would say, required to be able to have this kind of clock thing working above, a very complicated clock. And the light that we observe, the phenomena that we observe as the sun, if it's doing these cycles, and at a moment it will kind of like the layers above the light will cross itself, right? It will look like a shadow. That's you know what I'm trying to say, Gabby? The light looking dark.
I kind of do.
Can you hear me now? I'm returned.
Yes, I hear you, Jin.
Okay, good. Yeah. I just want to do a mimic of my return. Ding, ding.
My mind was at what Genty is trying to depict, visualize.
Yeah. I do like that shot, though. I do like that shot.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. Very good
it's the
stuff.
most interesting one there. Several of those myself, taken by my Canon G9 and my iPhone 6 from 2014. So, and I always think somebody is putting something in front of that disc, in front of the sun. Such a magnificent.
It's like you're looking at the sun through It's like looking at the sun through a very dark filter. Transparent, but very dark. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be thick. To me, it seems to be a thin piece, but like you said, dark.
Yeah.
And it's just being placed over, Because, the edge of it is just totally not smooth like the sun. The sun is smooth, not even serrated at all, So what is that? That's nearer to us. And we can see the edge of it. Yeah? Can you see that? What is that?
Yes. You can see the whole shape of the sun. And it shouldn't, because it's like you're looking through these welding glasses, welding mask.
Yeah, I know the welding glasses.
But it's even darker than that,
Yeah, it is darker than that. I mean, it only lights up when you spark up your electrode. Then it lights up, you see.
Give me maybe about 10 more minutes and I'll start being able to get it. I just got that computer hooked up.
Yeah, no problem, man. You're doing a good job. Don't worry. Even if you are a shill, don't worry.
He's not.
We'll entertain the shills as well. Don't worry. A shill is always somebody is a flat earther gonna be, which is what Gemsy was trying to say earlier. Flat earther gonna be. That's what they are, all of them. You're all going to be flat earthers because you are flat earthers. You don't realize it yet. That's why I always say, you're a flat earther in the making. You're a flat earther gonna be. Telling you that now without a doubt. Not a wannabe, a gonna be.
From world shipwrecking to the death, we are all flat earthers.
Yep. So yes, I enjoyed our psychological evaluation of ourselves and our situation. That'll happen again maybe next month. We'll have a little review again and have a look. Cover that topic again,
But don't worry, John. Like Helio said, I can see your spirit. Right, Helio? Right, Helio?
That's right. I hope he's all right.
Oh, he's fine. Helio
Welcome to the family, John.
So Helio is pretty sure his namesake.
Helio is still. He's probably trying to figure out some way. Like, I don't know.
No, he's living true to his namesake. He's living true to his namesake, firing on all cylinders. That is.
Hey, all right. Yes, I'm fine. And check this out. As soon as he posted that picture and said that he said he took it from his camera without a filter and said that was my picture of the solar eclipse. I knew he was full of shit from that point on. So that's why, that's why I was fucking, that's why I was like, I knew he was full of shit. Nobody can capture a lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse with a camera that way without a filter. So
you're so full of it because you don't know how long.
I'm absolutely certain that you cannot capture a solar eclipse with a camera that way.
Wait, hold up. Let me ask some questions. Like, look, what were your settings? What were your settings? Like what was your aperture? Just to satisfy Helio, because he doesn't seem to know.
Yeah, what I'm about to get at is because this is something that's pissing me off.
All right, maybe I stirred a lot of shit up. Yeah, Rob, go ahead and answer that. Answer that. How did you capture the solar eclipse?
When
that picture of the solar eclipse, how did you capture that without a filter?
It's so. Give me a minute. Let the computer load. I'll tell you exactly what my settings were that day. I don't know why you're. No offense, Helio, but if you're going to call me a liar, then I'm going to call you an idiot. That you don't understand.
All right, so everybody says, yeah, whatever. I'm just saying.
You're acting like an idiot, Helio. Like for real.
Yeah, you do not understand it. You're acting like you've been a fucking photographer, man. I've been doing this shit for like over 10 years. Dude, I've got fucking pictures all the way around the world.
All right, cool. I'll own idiot when you show me what you were talking about. What you're talking about.
Actually, you do this for me. You'll apologize when I prove it to you.
No, I don't have to apologize for shit.
Yes. He's right.
Okay, so here's another thing we could do. I could drag your ass out into Texas.
How about you show me how you captured that image of the solar eclipse, and then we can move forward from there.
You buy a camera, you go out when there is a solar eclipse happening and point it at the sky and take the picture of it.
No. Tripod.
Duh.
Helio, look at the fucking image from Google Maps that I posted. Literally, my wife takes a picture of me with my camera. Look at the fucking camera in my hands. Do you see a fucking filter on there? No, you don't. So now shut the fuck up.
I don't see the wife. I don't see the wife picture on the live stream. I'm not.
This is.
I'm just playing. I'm just fucking with you. But also, honestly, whatever. Hey, whatever. The vetting process is very stringent here.
Yeah, but scrutiny is on the highest level. We're putting you through the scientific method, emotionally, as well as physically. Yeah. Don't worry, man. Your material is your material. I've enjoyed watching it so far. Yeah. And I'm glad that you got some pictures that I've got. You got similar shots that I've got. And it just baffles me as to what that is in front of the sun.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to capture a solar eclipse with a camera without a filter. So
has never done it. That's why it's hard.
Oh, really? It's hard.
Never done Helio, can you tell me how a digital autofocus sensor functions? Can you explain to me how that hardware is made?
No, he can't.
I sort of can.
Digital autofocus.
Digital out of focus?
Yes. Autofocus.
Most of these. Hey, I'll tell you something about out of focus focus on stars. Like people put a lot of out of focus stars on the live stream, and they say, "Here's what stars look like," and they're all out of focus, and that's not what stars look like. So
Well,
I
I
see that
didn't
shit all
ask
the time.
about the stars. I asked about the very mechanism inside the camera, how it's functioning, how it is made.
Hey, wait, one second. You said out of focus, but Helio understood Helio understood out of focus.
Oh, not out, like outside.
So if you're trying to capture, all right. So if you're trying to capture a solar eclipse with a sun, of the sun without a filter, then you would set it up a certain way, right? Yep. So John, how did you set up your
go to the
hold the phone. You guys asked me, and now I'm here. How did you set up your camera to capture this solar eclipse?
Helio,
no. Fuck you.
Yes.
Fuck me. Back? What?
No. Helio, go ahead and go.
If you've ever tried to capture a sunset, Helio, if you ever try to capture a sunset, it's a race. If you ever try to capture a sunrise, it's a race. So you have to have all your settings correct.
Okay, so you guys don't want me to ask John how he captured this solar eclipse?
I had the
fucking assholes. Fuck all you guys, you fucking retards.
Helio, it's in the text. Go to the text. I took 3 pictures for you.
He doesn't want to see it.
I'm looking at it, but I'm not seeing the live stream voice text. I'm not seeing it.
What do you mean you don't see it?
That's not the solar eclipse.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's not the solar eclipse.
No, that's not the picture you showed me first.
I'm done. I am literally fucking done with you.
Really? All right. I can actually download the original picture you showed me. I can download it and post it here again. And whatever you just posted is not the same thing you posted.
God almighty. Watch what? You're such a dumb motherfucker.
Really? I'm so dumb. I'm going to post exactly what you posted.
Look, there's a fucking image that you want. You want the exact thing.
Here's what you posted. I'm going to post what you posted as your fucking image. Watch this.
You see, this is exactly why I didn't want to go through this train of bullshit.
We have to do this. We have to do this because this is what he originally posted as his capture of the solar eclipse. Watch.
I guess you're not looking at the text. I literally just showed you the same fucking picture, dude.
No, you didn't.
That's not the exact same fucking picture.
No, it's not.
That's the picture.
This is such an important topic that we have to satisfy Helio for his non-beliefs or belief. This is why we have the live stream, the Helio Show.
To get the proper exposure for any image is difficult. It requires skill. To get that image, you got to know what you're doing. So try it.
God, this guy is killing. I hate it when people sit here and tell me.
But let me tell you, we will have to forgive him in the morning because he's drunk and he's an asshole.
No.
So,
damn it, Helio, look, man, it's the same fucking image. Go look at it, man. The exact same fucking image.
The vision is a bit blurry.
I posted the first image that I posted next to the picture off of the computer with the fucking settings beside it, man. Go look. I gave you the exact one that you want, man. Just go look. Just please fucking look.
And he's put a pretty pleased with a cherry on top on that.
Yeah, but now you have to do it with your face in it, because if not, Helio won't believe it.
No, like I don't. But I'm telling you, like,
just kidding. I'm just thinking.
But no, I get you guys. Check this out. So, is this the one you're talking about? Hold on, I'm almost there. Hold on. This one right here is the one you're talking about. Is this
the last two images? I don't know what.
No. This one.
Whichever you have in your imagination, that's the one.
No, this one that I'm about to post right fucking now. God damn it.
I'll post it for you a time so you don't miss it.
Discord is
I love this. Everybody's posting my fucking picture like it's off the computer. Like that's the exact same fucking picture. Well, I don't know how to explain this more. Like literally,
it shows the interest. We're generating a lot of interest in your pictures, man. That's good.
How about that one? Is that
yes.
the one you're talking about?
Scroll up, dude.
You took that picture from your camera without a filter.
Yes, sir.
Helio, I think he didn't took it because you don't believe it in your mind. That means he didn't took it actually because you don't believe it. So since you don't believe it, reality is not reality.
Because hey guys, just to let Helio really know, dude, I am an amazing artist of just painting.
I love fucking with all you guys, but yes, of course, I just don't really, I don't really buy that you can capture that without a filter.
I'm not accredited.
All right, so Helio, Helio, I'm chilled down. So let me speak. So the whole entire filter thing. Do you have to use a filter? Okay, even if I go out right now, dude. I can go and damage my sensor if I wanted to. Well, not right now. Tomorrow when the sun comes up. I can go out there and take a picture with my camera with no filter on there. I will damage my sensor. Now, when the sun crosses, when the moon, whatever this object is, when it crosses in front of the sun, you do not need a filter because you do not need to help your sensor out. So the whole entire reason why they say use a filter is so that it helps your sensor. So like I said, if I went and took it tomorrow, I'm going to damage the shit out of my camera just to prove a fucking point to you. But I can take a picture tomorrow of the fucking sun if you want me. Actually, I got another camera.
You don't have to damage your camera. What you said makes perfect sense. I guarantee we can verify this. But since Helio doesn't believe it, it's not true.
I ain't got to do shit. You guys fucking deal with this shit. To be honest, I told you what I think about it.
To require a filter. I mean, it's dark enough so you can actually. There's enough light so you can expose for what you're trying to get, but it's not bright enough. It's not like the sun is
right. Whoever's saying that is exactly right. Because it is not bright enough, you don't need a filter anymore.
Yeah,
but because Helio doesn't understand that, we can't believe you, bro.
All right, so I do understand a little bit about it, but I just don't think you can actually capture that.
Yeah.
But hey, you don't have to believe me. You can believe John. It's okay.
No, I'm a photographer too, so I know what he's doing, what he's talking about.
Cool. Well, then believe the fuck out of it. Then go ahead, Jamesy. Believe the fuck out of it.
And see what people are doing.
I don't know how it got into a contest of whatever it is, but the thing is, he presented a photograph that he took. The guy, he's in this server. Every time I've heard him speaking in different rooms, he has never shown anything saying that he might be lying about anything. He's been very polite to everybody.
I'm with you on the rest of it, Jamesy, but I just don't.
And just by him presenting a photograph and saying, "No, there's no way." I mean, what? Why? Why would you say that? I don't get it.
I don't. I mean, I don't know.
Hang on. That's what's known as alcohol-induced.
No, it's not. It's not about the alcohol, bro.
It's a special type of cognitive.
Dude, I promise,
alcohol is playing an emotional part on his body, so he's not able
that's
to.
not what it is.
That is what it is. 1,000%. That is what it is.
No, well, I guess time will tell. You guys, keep believing John's picture is genuine, and then time will tell. If whether or not he's genuine.
Hey, if you want to, serious Helio.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with alcohol. I've been doing this for a fucking long time.
It definitely has nothing to do with alcohol because the fact that he took a photo, the fact that he went to observe the eclipse, he took his equipment, his camera that he had to buy, then set up, and he's been 10 years taking photographs, has nothing to do with you being drunk and you not believing that he actually took a photograph of the sun without a filter, and because you don't believe it, it didn't happen.
All right, cool. So okay, fine. You want me to just go ahead and just take his word for it and everything? Yeah, let's just take his word for it, and we'll go.
It was a Japanese camera, Nikon.
Don't take our word.
I won't fuck with you guys about it. I won't fuck with John about it anymore.
No,
whatever. You guys just fucking just let it go. It's all good, man. We'll see what happens. We'll
G800. Okay, maybe not that.
Let me say this, Joe. Let me apologize for yelling and cursing at you. I am sorry I did that to you. But it's just because I took offense to somebody saying that my stuff I make money off of is my business. So yeah, it hits hard. And that's not an excuse for the way I acted. So I do want to apologize to you. Yelling.
You were yelling, cursing at me. Yeah, I mean, I yell at cursing people all the time. Don't worry about that. But I mean, sure. I mean, time always tells. It's all good. I'll shut up. You guys.
2022 psychological evaluation. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You're going to apologize.
Yes, sir.
All right, I guess we're going to see. Time will tell.
Hey,
time will tell what.
No, Helio.
You guys disagree with me. You guys disagree with me.
Not time.
And we have a couple of moderators. We have a couple of moderators here that are saying I'm wrong about this. I mean, just that's okay. We'll see. I'll just let it go. It's okay.
Good.
Are you going to apologize now, though, just for shouting and that?
No, I'm not going to apologize. No.
Okay. Real cough is setting in now.
Well, it's not good to lean on time, Helio.
Digging his heels in is Helio. Digging his heels in. Running true to form.
Like I said, time will tell.
I get Helio's point. We have to be kind of skeptical about people and stuff, but we don't have to just trying to dig in every single thing. He was just bringing a point, and he said he took this photograph, and then we obfuscated of the point that he wanted to talk about because Helio's feelings, and that's why
it's not my fucking feelings, but whatever. You guys continue with it. Stop talking about me and keep talking about John. You guys love that motherfucker. Keep talking about John. I mean, it's,
Now you're getting emotional now. There you go. Yeah.
I love how Jen is like breaking into.
It's funny, isn't it? It's funny.
Yeah. But hey, one thing for real though, anybody who wants, I'm telling you, this is such an amazing event to attend. It's wild. You can say that, the type of feeling that you get. I'm sure everybody experiences something different. I am dead serious. If any of y'all know me still in 2024, I beg you all to seriously come and see this in for yourself. It is freaking amazing. Like my image, just no justification of what it really is like seeing a person. The exact same video does.
So is
Good.
there
Might be
another
a little bit
eclipse?
different.
Wait, is there another eclipse in
2024?
2024 that you're going to capture?
Yeah, I'll be there
Wait,
in 2024, 100%.
by
Where?
Guarantee you.
2024, I
Guarantee.
hope you get a Nikon P900 and P1000, both of them, so you can record the event.
Yeah, so I have two cameras already that are better than the P900 1000.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, my camera equipment that you're seeing right there is a D750 and a D7200 with a 200 millimeter lens. My 200 millimeter lens, shoot, man,
That's a
probably
big
cost
one.
about $4,000.
I had a
Yeah,
decent.
that's big.
I switched to Sony
But the
now.
P900 is such a big camera. A giant killer. The P900
Yeah.
is an expensive.
Yeah, it is a great.
killer. That's the thing about the 900.
Yeah, but this, I'll be definitely investing into a like a low end telescope that I can hook my DSLR up, get better stuff
I
with.
think that'd be a better way to go. I would agree with you if you're going to do that. Yeah. More exciting anyway. More in keeping with the tradition of astronomy and observation. So you do as you see fit. But please, just one thing, the P900 and the P1000 for bang for buck. That's what I mean by they are giant killers. That's all I'm saying.
3,000 millimeters is what that P100 does. I mean, our P1000. That is insane.
There you go.
For $1,000.
That's all I'm saying. And it's a Japanese one with the one you've got anyway, which is a similar brand, but bear that in mind, that the Japs can really knock it out of the ballpark with their lenses.
I bought a P900. It came straight from Japan, and he brought a lot of extras with it, extra batteries and lenses, and it only cost me like $330. It came from Japan. Good price.
Wow, that was reasonable, man. Was that brand new or second hand?
Yeah, it is basically brand new. I mean, it wasn't in the box or anything, like brand new, sealed.
Display model. I understand that.
The equipment, is basically
it was hardly
brand new.
used. It was probably on display. Probably on display only. Yeah.
Whoever Japanese guy had it, he definitely took care of it and gave me a good deal. So yeah.
Nice. If y'all are in Texas, Oklahoma, I forget where else it's stretching, but if you're anywhere in that area, then that's not too far away from you, go there in 2024. That's when the next one's happening.
I'm going to need a mighty powerful zoom from Japan to get that.
Oh shit! Yeah, you definitely will.
So, you're saying that the next one, you are in Georgia, you said, right? Georgia?
Yes, sir.
So, but you won't be able to observe the next one from Georgia.
That is correct. So I'll be going out to Oklahoma. I'll go to the path of the thin line of where that 100 is.
Yeah, he wants to be in line to get the 100% bang on shot like the one he got there. Yeah, with you.
Yeah, like I don't even think Georgia will see even like a smidge of it.
Right. Yeah. No. You want to get a good vantage point.
Hey, John, I'm in Fayetteville, Arkansas, like right next to Oklahoma.
So that's serious. I'm dead serious. I'm with
Hey. Can he prove that?
Maybe we can get together, man. I'll be there with you. We can capture it together.
We don't believe you, Helio.
Believe me, I live in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Show me the sign. Show me the evidence of that.
Yeah. Show me a city plate.
I want to see him capture this lunar eclipse without a filter. This is.
I want to see you with the pint glass in your hand outside the pub area.
I mean, the solar eclipse. I keep saying lunar for some reason. Called solar eclipse without a filter. I just want to see that.
Yeah.
Hey, what is 136? What did 136 just post? He said.
He said what?
So, okay. So he's posting the. Never mind. He's showing the line of 2024. So it will.
Right.
Yeah. So actually, ain't Arkansas right beside Tennessee?
Dude, I'm 30 minutes away from Oklahoma, where I live. I'm 30 minutes from Oklahoma.
Helio, go look at that. Go look at that. I think that's going through your line of Arkansas. See how far that red line is.
Is it a live stream voice text, or where am I supposed to look at it?
Yeah, the live stream voice text.
Live stream voice text is right there. It's a good shot. Good.
I see.
Good illustration. Yeah.
So is that for the line of 2024? Is that going to be very close to you?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you don't have to worry
as far as I can tell from there, because I had like the last solar eclipse, it was like 90% where I was, and this one's going to be apparently April 8th, 2024. That'll be it looks a little south of me, but we can see.
Yeah. Yeah, so you want to make sure. So when I meet up with you, I mean, I'll be there definitely days before. But we'll make sure that we're 110% right on the red line. That's where you want to be, because if you are in the 99% coverage of it, it looks nothing like the images that I've captured.
Yeah, even with the last one, it was just like it was pretty badass. I was trying to take images with my phone, but there was nothing to see. Nothing to see here. Move along. I had a tripod with my phone outside, trying to capture it, and I hit the video, and it didn't record anything.
Hey, 136. Are you able to voice chat? Oh, damn it. I wish he would. So 136, what he's getting at is that in 2017, crossed this line. In 2024, it's crossing it, and it's making an X.
Yeah.
And what he's talking about is saying Babylon will be destroyed. I'd like to hear more of a point to that. Revelations 12 happened in 2017 too. Okay.
I mean, it's a completely different path to 2017, isn't it? Completely different path, man. Completely different.
Man, now you've got me scratching my head on something. Like, why is it being a completely different path of how it follows?
Yeah. I don't get that. That's what I'm saying. That's a completely different path, man.
Like the sun goes east to west. How the heck is this happening from
north to south
to north?
Yeah, south to north. Yeah, north to south. Yeah, I don't get it.
In the summer.
No, hold on, hold the phone. The sun and moon move in the same patterns for several decades and centuries. They whether or not the sun is causing or the moon is causing an eclipse or whatever, which I don't think it necessarily is. That is, as far as south and north path of the eclipse, that's not what's happening. So it's not about, it is about the path of sun and moon, but it's not necessarily related to the moon blocking the sun, like in the heliocentric model. That's not what's causing the eclipses.
No, it's not. But I'm just thinking that the path this time is dramatically different from 2017, August 21st. Completely different path.
Actually, the moon is not what they say it is.
But as far as like when the solar eclipses happen, there's definitely a relation with the position of the moon, but it's not. It's not. Doesn't mean that the moon itself is blocking the sun. That's what the solar eclipse is.
Yeah, that's right. It's supposed to be the moon blocking the sun, isn't it?
No, in the heliocentric idea, yes, of course.
Yeah, but that's not what we observed.
There is the new moon when we cannot see the moon during the solar eclipse, and that coincidence is not a coincidence. So
no, it's not. No, of course not. Yeah, for 3 days the moon just disappears.
This is where Jemsy said that he wanted to have a special red infrared camera on this thing. That would be interesting, just to have a better observation of that.
Dude, don't you think they would have already done that by now? That shit happens. Hold on, Jen. That shit happens every single month. There's a new moon every 27 days. That the moon disappears for 3 days every single month.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the moon? Nobody can find it for 3 days.
But hey, Helio,
talking about it's actually kind of different. It's electro-optical. It's not just any equipment.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the moon was a rock revolving around Earth.
No, we're talking about the camera, the equipment being brought to bear.
No, I know. I'm being facetious.
Oh, right. Sorry. Well, you got me there then.
Helio, have you ever read about the Saros cycles?
Yes, of course.
So, do you know that there are solar eclipses which are not visible, which are happening at nighttime? And also lunar eclipses which happen in the daytime and they are also not visible.
Sure, and I think when we were talking about this stuff earlier and I was going crazy, whatever, Jemsy posted something about the annular eclipse. You guys know about the annular eclipse?
No.
Yeah, somebody said yes and someone no.
Yeah,
an annular eclipse is where the sun is eclipsed, but not all the way, right? So it's
partial.
Yeah, it's a partial. No, it's not a partial eclipse. It's like when we experience the eclipse in the West, like sometimes we'll certain portions of the country will see part of the eclipse. Some will see the total eclipse. But in the Middle East, and I think this is where they most experience the annular eclipse, which is a total eclipse, but it's not a total eclipse. It's where they can. It's a ring, the ring around the sun. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's like. I mean, they say it's the moon, but it's not, obviously. But it's where it's the ring of fire. But it's called an annular eclipse. Look that shit up, man. That'll blow your mind.
Interesting. Man. Yeah, I will look them up.
Yeah, annular, ANNULAR. Yeah, annular eclipse. Yeah. Look that shit up. And it mostly happens.
I know the spelling because it's a Latin word.
Yeah. Look, it mostly happens in the Middle East and parts of Northern Africa. Yeah, and that's where it happens, and it almost never happens in in the Western part. See, that actually proves that this fucking moon and sun are not 93,238,000 miles away, and their relationship to Earth and causing eclipses the way that they describe it in the heliocentric model. What they're saying about this is impossible with the eclipses that we're talking about. So anyway,
true.
So all that stuff and a bag of chips, and we'll just throw that in.
But it's a funny thing because the Saros cycles tells us about these eclipses which are not visible, and in the media we have nothing telling about them. Not even NASA. But they should show us like how they are happening, what's going on, you know.
Well, I mean, if you go by the Saros cycle, isn't that Greek?
Yeah.
Is it mostly Greek and
Byzantine.
Roman? I mean, and so
Yeah.
so there are other different parts of the world that have their own cycles that they've made, and it's kind of combined. But so it's what we have in the modern times is a collaboration of something that has to do with the Saros cycle, but it's not perfect, and they get away with it by saying, well, it's not perfect, but it's close enough, right? And so we can tell any story we want to, and then we start pointing out the flaws, and then they're saying, oh, those dumbass flat earthers. That's pretty much where.
Well, actually, they use it to make the solar and lunar eclipse post-dictions,
yeah,
to tell us when they will
part
happen.
of it.
Yeah, they are cherry picking. But about these other solar and lunar eclipses which are not visible, and obviously we don't see them happening, but they are taking place in the sky. Yeah, they are telling us, they don't exist. They tell us nothing about it. Yet those cycles accurately predict them, you know.
Hey,
not sort of. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Got a question that's being talked about in the live stream voice text. So I definitely don't understand. So I am not educated. My question is when the lunar eclipse happens and it goes to a red moon, what the hell is going on? Because even if a globe person tries to explain it to me, it makes no sense to why they're saying that the sun is behind this globe and that it's casting a shadow on the moon, but apparently that shadow makes the moon red. That makes no sense to me, so whatever, never will.
Yeah, but the blood moon on a lunar eclipse, is that what you're asking about?
Yeah, like I don't get how that is happening.
And the shadows on top of the moon, that's called... Yeah.
Well, the sun changes color, you know. It's a multicolored disco ball.
Come on.
I had a feeling that
it has to be.
Come on,
because I've seen
it changes color and direction. You know, it's like the sun was over here, but now it's over there.
All right. So actually, now that you bring up color, let me ask it this way, because I believe you're a Christian like I am. So I believe in the firmament, obviously.
Yeah.
So just like when you through a prism, put a light through there and get different colors of a rainbow cast through there, do you think that it's a possibility that the sun is casting through the firmament and making a prism, and it puts the moon in red?
You might be under the impression that the sunlight is the reason that you see the moon.
That's right. I am assuming.
Okay. Well, then you might be wrong about that.
Agreed. I could be very wrong.
Definitely. Yeah.
And when it comes to what you're describing as the blood moon, and what who just posted, where did it go? Somebody just, there it is. What Miguel posted. You see the blood moon right there with the Statue of Liberty. You see the how it's not a full eclipse. That's called a selenium. Now, what they claim is that the reason that you have the lunar eclipse is because the the Earth is between the moon and the sun. I mean, the moon and the Earth is between the sun and the moon. My bad.
The problem that many people have is that we're trying to think about it from the heliocentric model and try to make sense out of it when that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
So stop trying to think about what we observe from the heliocentric perspective, because it's not going to work.
Correct.
It never works. I mean, it works in their mind, but they have to pretend.
No, it doesn't work at all.
It never works like physically. That's why they argue with us all the time. But that's really their religion. So they that's why they argue with us.
The light is going through multiple layers above, and it's been designed to look the way it looks from down here.
Yeah.
But since we talk about the firmament, right? Okay, the firmament, then the water's above. I mean, the light is going through all those things. How many layers above there is? We don't know, but we can kind of demonstrate an effect when the light is going through multiple layers, and we can cause the light refracted into multiple colors and also giving shadows or causing darkness. So it's really not that complicated, but since we cannot reach the layers above, we don't know exactly what's going on above.
Well, I would say that actually quantum mechanics can explain this very easy. In quantum mechanics, we can have clockwise spin and counterclockwise spin. This is like a binary construct.
Yeah.
So when you think like related to your car, when your wheels are turning clockwise, you're moving forward. Yeah, you're traveling forward. And when they are spinning counterclockwise, you are going backwards. Now, in quantum mechanics, we have this third state when the spin is actually in both directions in the same time. So you are moving forward and backward in the same time. But relating this to the sky luminaries, we have the sun, yeah, which is warm light source, and the moon, which is cold light source, yeah. And we need to also have a third luminary, which is both in the same time, and this makes it perfectly invisible but physical object. It physically exists above, but is not visible.
Is what's above the layers above.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, keep going what you're saying, because I like it.
Yeah. This is the only way I could explain it to myself, like.
So see, you said the sun causing warmth and the moon, kind of like it's cold. That sounds like a flow. But the sun is inputting into the system, and the moon might be an out of the system, like in and out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could say
like
that the sun and the moon are kind of like a left and a right arm, something like that.
And the third body will
equal but opposite.
The third body will be what the sun is, but is also what the moon is in the same time.
I get what you're saying.
That nullifies. Yeah.
Well, I will say that will be the source, where it's coming and going to, where it's coming from and going to.
That's interesting. It's very hard because it's perfectly invisible.
I think it's not. It's invisible to our eyes, but I think there's equipment that it could be observable because it's on the electrospectrum.
Well, the time when we can see it, I think, is actually when a solar eclipse takes place, because that's the moment when we have the sun and the moon combined together. You know, and it will look like a light source. The solar eclipse looks like a light source, but it's also dark in the inside. You know.
Yeah, but that's like a canceling effect, and that visual effect, I don't think we cannot see, that effect that we see from down here is since it's visual like that, and that's why we see that darkness. I don't think we can see the cause on that spot, the cause of it. No, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, that's interesting. What you said, the third body is definitely, I think, is
like
yeah,
the
it's a big
third
piece.
state. Yeah.
So the construct and the design, it we see what we see from down here. I think is missing a lot of pieces because whatever is dictating the cycles and the patterns and everything, we don't see it.
Hey, Jimsy, I know that this is a science chat, but I think people are okay if I ask this question.
Yeah, it's 5 a.m. We can talk about whatever we want.
Okay, so is there any scripture that has stood out to you that you know of that says that during a solar eclipse that it is a moon going in front of the sun? Is there anything like that in the Bible?
No, but there is some scripture that I sometimes think about it, and it's the one that says that this what was it? Let me look it up again.
The sun going dark?
No, I think it's not completely what he's asking, but there's something in the Bible that says this place or the city requires doesn't require the sun or the moon to shine on it because the dwelling of God give its light.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
So that's the third. That for me, that's the third body that you were talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
See, so one thing, the Bible tells us that the moon has its own light, which I agree with because of what I observe. Because also when the sun and casting at the exact same time, the moon is obviously giving off a light. You see it unless it's in that hidden phase time.
Yeah.
But
I just had an epiphany. What in regards to what Jamesy said. Yeah, I remember a story about the house of a blind man. When I look at myself, the things I'm doing in my house, I take the dirty clothes, I put them in the wash machine, I wash them, then I put them to dry. I cook in the kitchen. I have all these shelves and everything, in place. So yeah, I use them. I pick them, I use them and wash them and put them back in order. So I am very organized and structured, and I use my sight to see what I'm doing. But when I look at the blind man in his own house, I see him doing the same tasks, the same manner as I do it. I mean, the result is the same, but he does not see what he's doing. he knows where everything is in his house.
Right.
So he doesn't need to see. Knowing is what I speculate to be the true light from God. When you know something is there and how far away from you don't need to see to actually make one step forward. You can make it even with your eyes closed, and you know that you took one step. And you also know how big that step is because you feel it when you make the step. And yeah.
That's a good analogy, man. Yeah, one step might as well be a million miles.
Yeah, well, that's a big stretching of legs.
No, sure. I mean, but as far as the concept goes, with understanding, what we're talking about. Hey, how do you? A blind person, they can feel the sun on their face, but they can't see it, right? So, as far as distance, people that can see, we know where the sun is. It's like, bullshit, you do.
Look, for example, when you are going up on stairways, when you step on each step, you use your legs in that manner. But you can close your eyes and you can, in one step, climb 2 stairways at a time, and you will always. I mean, you have that feeling how much to lift your leg, to take 2 stairways,
Right. Well,
and you can
as a
do it
blind,
with your eyes closed.
Yeah, you can do it with your eyes closed as long as it's, it's as long as it's the same every time, right?
Of course.
But then you'll get to a platform.
That's why we call them
You'll get to a
stairways.
platform. Well, you get to a platform, and there might be a door. Then there's another level, right? And then you might have to move. And then this is what the stairways are. You get an elevator. You just push 1, 2, 3, 4, and for blind people, there's braille buttons, right? But if you decided to take the stairwell, when you go one, go a step. There's a platform, then you turn left and you go up, and now you're on, level 2, since you didn't take the elevator. But as far as like Earth, if you're blind, all you know is like when the sun is out in the sky, it's hot, it's beating on your face and all this. But inside your house as well. I mean, most blind people like to live in a 1-level apartment, or whatever, so that they can, get familiar with where they are.
To extend on what you said about the blind man, right? That's on that layer. But then we also, since we can observe things, given this, in this house that we're in the this place. When I look up and I see these cycles and these mechanisms, I'm actually acting like the blind man, and I know there's layers to this, and I know this is not just some magical thing. There's actual mechanisms that are causing this, and I can picture it in my mind and think about it, but I don't see it.
Yeah, because obviously in the Bible is very clear written that there is a veil which we cannot see through. So we don't see the whole world, like everything that there is. And even in physics, scientifically, science confirms this to us by showing us how little we see from the electromagnetic spectrum.
True, brother. Yeah.
What do you think about the toroidal, right? We do observe the luminaries kind of like in this rotation above. We're talking about the stars, obviously.
Mm.
So if we're standing on the ground and there, will you will you say there is a geographical north, right? People say geographical point. Some people say north, or some people say south. But then the north sky kind of for me looks that is above that geographical, and we could say, in my speculation, let's say you standing on geographical north and you look up 90 degrees, you see celestial north, which is the North Star. And in between those 2 points is me standing in the medium, right? Because the ground is below me. I'm in the medium, and then celestial north is above my head. And there's a flow that is coming from above downwards.
Yeah.
And that flow, I don't know, you could, how will you describe that?
I would say the flow is actually from beneath the ground is upwards.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, it comes from the ground
it shoots
through
straight
everyone,
up
everything. Yeah, and it goes to the north. Yeah, it's not coming to you; it's going through you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But on the ground, when you are outside, like at the 45th parallel or at the equator, actually all that flow is actually coming from the ground, but it's slightly going across the ground level towards the north, and then it takes that upward jet trajectory into the sky, and at the sky I see it like very high. It will shoot like in a dome fountain, so it shoots outwards to the world where it goes beneath the world. But this will be for me the circuit of helium, and we had the physicist a couple of days ago in here, which I asked him, if you pump superfluid liquid helium through a pipe, if that would be generating a electric field like we can see when we have electricity flowing through a current, electricity going through a wire in a circuit. And he told me that yes, it does that. So it's a very interesting thing. This could explain that this circuit of helium in nature is actually creating this giant magnetic field.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, and in this circuit, the helium is transiting through many kind of states. It manifests as electricity, it manifests as a gas, and it's also manifesting in the heavens as a superfluid liquid. You know, so
Can it do anything? I mean, because we're not talking about the flow. There is an input. There is a flow that is coming into the system that we're in. Can any of this happen without that input?
No, I don't think so.
I can't think of anything.
Me neither. Yeah.
So we are in a system, in
There
a
has to
contained.
be.
We are
Yeah.
in a contained environment or ecosystem, but there is
Yeah.
an input into it, or a
You
flow.
see,
Because I think there's an input
yeah,
and an output too. It's not just
yeah.
in; it's also out. It's in and out.
You see, the sun and the moon. The sun is actually emitting a lot of infrared energy and light, also. And if you search on YouTube videos about liquid helium fountains, you will see that to create that fountain, these guys are actually shining an infrared light inside the tube with liquid helium, and this energetic light will be absorbed by the helium, and it will start shooting a jet stream through that pipe and create a fountain. So the lowest source of energy will be immediately absorbed by superfluid liquid helium. It absorbs energy from everything in nature, actually, and even like if you had a lab at home where you have tanks with superfluid liquid helium and stuff, just by the simple presence of a battery in that room, all that setup could explode. And you don't have to connect that battery in a short circuit or anything, just the presence of the battery or a cell phone. A cell phone will definitely make it explode.
So get bigger. When talking about infrared, I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot verify this, but I've seen infrared imagery of the sky. They put infrared cameras to look at the sky, and it looks like clouds, bunch of lights and clouds. Have you seen this
Yeah.
imagery? So when you talk about helium, what will a bunch of helium look like when it's all packed together?
Mm.
And have you seen the time lapse
Yeah,
exposure that
well,
people do cameras?
infrared light makes helium boil, you know.
Boil? Okay, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hey,
and it would evaporate, you know,
So these clouds
violently.
that we see, this imagery of photographs that we see, and people call the Milky Way, that looks like a bunch of clouds up in the sky,
Yeah,
right?
could be,
yeah.
And then
like
and then
just
there
the
is
way
light
we have,
behind it. Have you noticed that
you know,
there is a huge light behind this?
yeah,
A huge
yeah.
light
Mhm.
all around.
Yeah, Jamesy, we have oceans, and when it's warm, they evaporate and they form clouds above us. If
Yeah.
above, if way above all this, we have this superfluid liquid helium ocean, yeah, uh, a source of energy would also make this helium evaporate and form clouds, a layer of clouds, for us, it's towards us, like downward. But yeah, you will be in a upside down position there. So above that ocean, you would have also some sort of clouds, but actually helium gas, because when helium evaporates, liquid helium evaporates, is actually gas, not vapor, and it will quickly turn into highly charged particles. You know, Yeah, yeah. So it will be very strange kind of clouds. Unlike anything we do see.
I'm actually trying to move a picture to post in the Discord for y'all of the Milky Way I took. Now, that does not mean that Helio gets to say this is fake as well.
Yeah.
Please post that. Please post it.
Helio, get ready. Are you still here?
No. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
See if that worked. Yeah, it looks like it's showing the image. I had it posted as a link. You're totally fine to click on it and look.
Cool. We can talk about this, and we also have a new person in here. If you want to open your mic and speak, you're welcome to do so. Okan, AK, you've been unmuted.
Yeah,
If you have any questions. Everything good? How you doing?
Not bad. I thought I'd open my mic and be respectful and say, hey everyone, I've just come in to join and listen and admire everyone's opinions of the flat earth. Yeah, I've got no other questions to say or anything. But again, I'm just here to listen and understand where everyone's coming from.
Nice. Okay. I respect that. The fact that you said that you're going to come in here and listen is a huge thing.
Your names.
Say that again, Jen.
Yeah. What's your username? Sorry, I didn't.
So, are you asking me what my username is?
Yes.
It's
yes.
Okan.
Sorry, yeah,
AK.
I am. Yes, I am.
Sorry, it's Okan AK.
Okan AK. Okay, thank you very much indeed.
That's all
Thank
good.
you, Okan. Right,
nice
so you
to meet
come
you
in to
and nice
listen,
to have you here.
Well, it's nice to have you here. What I will say is this, Okan, you've come in at a quiet moment, actually, so you can take advantage of this quiet situation to have your questions answered, because it does get very hectic in here. So, whilst it's quiet
I've noticed.
I would advise you to, if you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, I will ask you questions. So,
honestly, I honestly don't have any questions. It's like I love everyone's opinion and everyone's thought process. Either if it's round Earth or flat Earth, I just love hearing all about it. It's very interesting.
Oh, let me lay down a little bit of a small foundation for you. Now, as far as we flat earthers are concerned, it is very important that there is no wishy-washy way about this. We're quite serious, dedicated. It's what we live and breathe. So it's very important. It's nice to listen, but as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure the other flat earthers will agree, you have to be living in the real world, not in a fantasy. And there are times when you have to commit. Being on the shelf is all very well, but that's being in limbo, and that's not good. Because the gift of life is only once in your life, a one-time chance. Don't get younger, you get older, and you're dead longer than you live. So that situation means you've got to put your best foot forward. You've got to go with what you know you can prove. And if you're living in a fantasy, then that is the contradiction to life that was given to us, the gift of life. If you're living in a fantasy world where nothing is real, what does that mean? What is the use of that? Okay? Yeah. So I'm glad you said what you said. And if you haven't got any questions, then I'm sure we have got questions for you. For example, my first question is this. What is your position regarding the Earth as what it is and its shape?
Definitely appreciate what you have to say and what you have said. I feel very open-minded. I feel very, I always imagined myself in a dream world. Like I always, what is it? Third person. I always saw myself in a third person perspective. Like I always felt like there was another person in me controlling what I was doing. I know that sounds really weird, but I've always been like, if something that my body, myself, has chosen to do something, and I've noticed that it's kind of awkward or uncomfortable with something that I normally wouldn't do, it feels like I'm hanging out with a different person. So I'm a Gemini. I'm not into that astro, all that stuff, but
like you have
I always
been
do feel like like I feel like I'm behind. Yeah, I feel like I'm behind a personality that I'm not used to being.
Yes.
Is that weird to say? Like it's very stressful to experience.
I understand it